hello everyone. Technical difficulties for our first stream back. No big surprise there. That's how we do. It's how we do.
If it ain't broke, you're not streaming.
For real,
yeah,
though.
Exactly. Right.
Okay, so without further ado, I guess we can just hop right on into our player introductions, because yeah, that was a thing that happened.
We got through it together.
Yeah. So first of all, go ahead if you guys are not already following all of these wonderful, amazing, fantastic human beings over here. There's all of their links, all of their Twitch links right there. Go check them out. Go hang out. There, yeah, it's over in chat, wherever chat is right now. But with that being said, let's go ahead and kick off our announcements with our friend Restabrooks.
Oh, geez, announcements. I'm sure you're wondering why I gathered you all here today. No. Yes, I am.
Person intros. I said server intros. God.
Restabrooks, yeah, on Twitch. And any of your social media areas. As I don't really have many announcements, as unfortunately I'm back in school, so it makes having announcements hard. But I'm sure these lovely people have announcements that are way better than anything I could come up with. But I'm just happy to be here. That's my announcement.
Sweet, and we're happy that you decided to come back. Thank you so much for coming back and bearing with the long, crazy hiatus. So, next up, EurekaFresh.
Hi everybody, my name is EurekaFresh. You can find me over on all the places on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, TikTok, at EurekaFresh. All of them, 1000%. I do have an announcement, and that is that I just have this announcement about Restabrooks. He's going back to school, everybody, so big congratulations to Restabrooks.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't really have any announcements, but I appreciate you guys letting me join in for this. I'm excited to play some new stuff with some new friends.
And we are happy to have you.
Yeah, 1000%.
All right, JD, take it away.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, I'm JD. No, I'm JDdotST everywhere, even in space, even in space. But I am not in space. I'm currently in the computer. In terms of announcements, I would like to announce that I'm going to be on Mecha Hack with Frazzle Dazzle every Monday night on her channel. So absolutely. You should make sure you come over for that. That'll be a lot of fun whenever that happens. I'm not sure on the dates of it, but I'm sure if you ask Fraz, she'll be able to tell you.
mean, yeah, I can totally let you know that it's totally happening next week.
Cool.
This is all right, just actually
see you guys next week.
Yeah, it's a figment of your imagination. This was just a test run, hence all of the technical difficulties that we had.
What technical difficulties?
What
I thought this was a test run. Wait,
yeah, totally.
What do you mean? Are we live right now? Oh,
oh no.
Should I have pants on? No. So
Just
that's
don't
it.
stand up, you're fine.
I like I like most of the people in the room, so I think this will go great.
Most of us like you too.
Yes.
I was just gonna say that.
And that's that. Yeah, no, this will be a lot of fun. I am recurring my character. No, I am returning as a previous character. Although I think I'm going to try and do a better job this time. So we'll try and actually do the acting rather than just the witty banter. So that's that.
Both is good.
I don't
Both
have
is
announcements.
good. Please don't stop the witty banter.
I don't know what I would announce other than
you have a
Disneyland.
Do you have a Death Stranding video coming out today?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Well, there you go. Announcement.
I don't know. You have to ask my team.
Let's ask the editor.
They
Ash, are you in here?
And it happens.
He's just a face. He's not in charge anymore.
Ash, where you at? Yeah. So
asleep British time. So yeah, no, thank you for re-inviting me.
Thanks for coming back.
I'm excited about it. This is my first RPG, tabletop RPG experience. So chat, you guys will hear me asking questions like, what's a D20?
It happens. That's okay.
I'm right there with you, brother.
It's this one, the one with 20 numbers on it.
We get very philosophical.
Exactly. All right. Next up, and our final returning player, Theo.
Yo, thank you, Fraz. Thanks everybody for being here. Theobald from TheobaldsGaming. Find me on Twitter under the same handle. Be returning as Ralph Saber Romeo. You know, the big Russian man bear that just loves to eat and blow things up. I don't have a super lot of things going on right now. Other than this, I'm taking a break from my own streaming for medical reasons at the moment. But when I do come back, you know, I'll make sure everybody knows. I gotta take care of me. You know how it be. And then I'm just super excited to have everybody coming back. We've got 2 great new people coming with us that I've been looking forward to doing stuff with. So I'm just glad to have everybody here tonight.
Love it. Yay. So thanks again to all the returning players for, again, bearing with the long hiatus. I know it was kind of crazy. But same reason that Theo's kind of taken some time off, had some medical and personal issues to sort out for myself. But now we're back and better than ever. And with that said, let's introduce our last, but certainly not least, the smartest bacon that we all know, MisterWisePork.
Why, thank you so much, Fraz. That's probably the best intro I've ever had.
Delicious.
Oh, tasty. So, hi everybody. I am Mr. Wisepork, the wisest pork you know. You can find me on Twitter at Johnny Wisepork. You can find me on Instagram, Mr. Wisepork, or Wisepork Gaming, or Clever Bacon's Kitchen, where I do all my lovely magical cooking. I don't really have any announcements other than I am totally thrilled to be here with the crowd and super nervous, if you can't tell. But yeah, I'm stoked to get into it. And my character, and as far as I'm going to tell you, his name is Darius Koyos, and that's all you get. And we'll tell you more later.
That's
Awesome. Love it.
That's it. That's all.
That's it.
Right.
That's all. All right. So with all of that out of the way, let's get into a recap, shall we? So, over the last several weeks, the pilots worked to assist the scout station on Planet Elnax in their efforts to establish a more permanent base. The pilots of Unit 12 have since returned to the Nishimura and took some time to consider their positions moving forward. Cygnus requested a permanent transfer to the Research and Development Division on Elnax, determining that he would be of more help to the Scouts' planet side than in a combat-focused unit. Quinn also elected to stay at the research base on Elnax to comb their vast libraries of intel. With the aid of Leet Scout Bond in decrypting the message found in the abandoned lab, he would try to piece together what exactly happened in his past. Meanwhile, the war for Lodestar Alpha has only just begun. Many Saber units lie splintered as a result of recent battles, and other factions have begun to move throughout the outskirts of the system as resources on the interior become more and more scarce. Mysterious threats still lie ahead, but for now, the pilots are simply focused on preparing for their next mission. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and dismiss our new folks, and we're going to focus in on our 3 existing pilots. We'll come back to you guys in a little bit. If you guys want to go into character introductions of yourselves, like as your characters, and if you want to introduce your mechs as well, just for folks who are new or need a refresher on what everybody looks like and mechs you pilot and your roles within the squad. Whoever wants to go first, I'll let you guys decide.
So we do the same order we did intros
Okay,
in.
well, there you go.
Sure. So I guess I'll start.
Yep.
So I am playing Captain Gray Hawkins. My pilot type. My pilot type. I'm the commander with a chassis of a striker. My call sign is, I think it's down below, Saber 0. Just for physical descriptions, about 6'2", athletic build with good mop of purple hair that he normally slicks back. And he's just a pretty stoic guy, you know. Is the typical commander, just lets everything happen and takes it all in to make a decision.
And I am playing Phoenix, call sign Light Rider. I am a which
I think
is
you
totally
got
out of
that
character.
backwards.
It's totally out of character for no. That's
Yeah.
not what I have written.
Nope.
Wait.
Your character's name is Light Rider. Your call sign's Phoenix.
That's what I just said. My
Nope.
character's name is yep. No, it's totally what I just said. There's proof of it, and
Someone
you guys
clip
all
it.
heard. You guys
Someone
all heard
clip
me
it.
say it correctly. So
When a mistake comes along, you must
that's
clip
what's
it.
going on there. I was like, what's but totally out of character. Phoenix is a shoot first, ask questions later. Very much a person of let's just do it and jump in and go for it and see what happens after the fact. Because we can just sit here and yap about it all day long, or we can just figure out what we can do about it. So that's kind of his attitude and demeanor. He gets a little bit annoyed at all the nonsense with the yappity doodles. So that's kind of his. He's like the guy that like kind of pushes things along and like let's get this thing going. So we don't all die out here on this rock. Also, it's cold. And give me a sandwich. So that's kind of. That's kind of him in a nutshell.
I was
I don't
waiting
know what
for
he
the
looks.
sandwich reference.
He looks like. We have a drawing of what he looks like.
We do, but we're getting art recommissioned because we have new folks. So
But he's really cute, so it's fine.
for all of you anime fans,
Kinda like me.
yeah, all of you
So-
anime fans in the house, basically Spike Spiegel with red hair.
Very much so, Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, that new. Yeah.
Oh God, I want to watch that movie.
Oh, the trailer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very soon on that. That'll be something we talk about.
Soon can.
But yeah,
Avoid the
so
Man Perot stuff.
I carry
Avoid.
a very big gun, and I'm not compensating for a thing, and I'm not very good with it. So you'll see
Technically,
more
you
about
also
that.
carry a very big sword.
I do. I like the sword. Well, it's not that big.
Missions
I have
everywhere.
the little katana, but yeah. And so at any rate, yeah, that's who he is. He's cool. I like him.
Awesome.
He's neat.
Okay, and last but not least, Theo, if you want to reintroduce Ralph.
So Ralph is a very large individual, probably just slightly taller than Hawkins, but much larger in build and stature. Very jovial individual, will joke about anything and everything, regardless of what it is, until it's time to get business done. Very much wants to get everybody to get along. The Ralph's mech is a Titan, which is basically our typical tank class. This thing looks like it was compiled in a junkyard. Just massive heaping armor plates anywhere and everywhere it could get on there. With a massive plasma-based chain gun and a shoulder-mounted mortar launcher, which makes the very nice boom.
The biggest of booms.
Which, with Light Riders, I have to get in the way of things, tends to run under the mortars before they can start to fall.
I'm
That's
fast though, so it's fine.
Fuck boy.
Fasted.
But did we die?
But did you die?
Not yet.
But did you die? Not yet.
Not yet. Not
I
yet.
do believe that was something that was asked session 1. I'm almost certain when I was going through and getting clips last night that was definitely a thing that was asked. It's like, but did you die?
Didn't happen, so it's fine.
Exactly.
No,
exactly.
I think her answer to that was, you were supposed to.
Yes, that's true. You were trying to kill us.
I mean, it was a simulation. You wouldn't have actually died. In all fairness, you wouldn't have actually died. Don't mind me. I'm just rearranging windows as we chat. Okay, cool. What happens if I minimize this? Nothing. I love that. Okay, cool. So, you've had a few weeks of downtime. with all things considered, is there anything in particular you guys would like to do, would like to have done in the past 2-3-ish weeks that you've had?
We never did use that beach invite.
That's true. Can save that for if you guys want to do that off screen,
that'll
or we
be
can
later.
save
That'll
it for a
probably
beach
derail
episode.
stuff right now, yeah.
We need the beach episode for later.
Yeah.
I literally just took the time off. My guy did very little during that time, simply because just kind of recuperation time from the last bit.
Totally fair. Totally fair.
I mean, Ralph's pretty much eat, drink, sleep, blow things
Repeat.
up. So
Eat, drink, sleep, repeat. Yeah, got it.
don't forget blow things up.
Yeah,
So,
blow things up, of course.
That's the most important part.
Got a spare stash of tannerite around somewhere, I'm sure.
so there might be like random. Nope, wrong thing. That.
Uh-huh.
Just, random parts of the ship.
We are all professionals, chat. We're all
Exclamation.
professionals.
I said earlier, none of us are, there's no professionals.
We're all professionals. Okay, so as your couple of weeks downtime progresses, you all spend it in your own ways, whether it be through blowing stuff up or through just taking the R&R.
Glad you said up at the end of that.
I will ban you. I will ban you right now. God, not even 30 minutes in. Not even 30 minutes in, and already.
Skip the beat.
Okay, nothing has changed. So you have taken your time, relaxing in your own individual ways, and eventually you are summoned to the CIC to speak with Senno Ren, the lead strategist, as well as Director Akira. They have some intel that they need to give you. It is at your leisure, however. They are not ready to, they're not quite at the point where they're ready to deploy yet, but they do have some intel that they need to send your way.
So let's go.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's just get to it.
Round
Okay.
them up.
Okay. So you make your way from the barracks back to the CIC, which Hawkins and Ralph both know the way from the time that they accompanied Cygnus not long after the graduation ceremony and all of the events that led up to and followed those that goodness. Lily.
This is where Ralph found out about the very big guns.
Yeah, exactly. So, you make your way to the elevator. You're granted the clearance to enter the CIC. Nothing super special happening right now. Mostly just some folks who are just kind of looking at some strategic points that have been moved around. You can see a couple of screens have what look like projected routes throughout the system, both on the fringes and the interior. It looks like they've been monitoring a lot of data and just essentially trying to compile everything together at this point. You walk into the briefing room, where you met with Dr. Tsuneo and Director Akira last time you were here. And Senno Ren and Director Akira meet you, and again, very chill demeanor. Nothing really. It's kind of a shock compared to how you've mostly had interactions with both of these individuals, because everything has been very reactive, right? You've been called into battle over and over and over again, and this definitely feels like it has just an air of calm, but probably calm before a storm, because there is a little bit of tension in the air as well. So, Director Akira greets you. Hello, pilots. We've called you here today because we have been gathering intel on Aeon trade routes, essentially. Less trade routes and more courier paths. And we've been able to deduce that both the ion emplacements on the far side of the planet where we lost Saber units during the battle for Elnax have been recovered by the Aeons. It is an unfortunate setback in our plans to retrieve their technology. However, it's not the end of all hope. We have it on good authority that they will be transporting the salvage through one of these trade routes, and she points to a projected screen behind her, where you see, similarly to what you saw in the CIC, projected routes all throughout the system. Some of them are outlined in different colors, assuming these are the ones used more frequently, these are the ones used less frequently, kind of just color coding things, right? Unfortunately, without allies in our fight, we can only do so much. However, we have a feeling most of that is about to change. We received intel from a group known only as the True Neos. Seems to be a splinter group of what remains of the Neo Dominion in the system. Several preliminary Terran collective scouting parties have also made their ways towards coordinates on Planet Elnax. The collective and the Dominion both have been emboldened by the actions of the Aeons moving through the fringes of space, and they've begun to move more freely throughout the interior, causing the Aeons to resort to older shipment routes. These led the Aeon ships through the outskirts of the system, leaving them less vulnerable to attacks typically by forces largely concentrated into the interior without the necessary fuel or access to technology to pursue them. However, we have been monitoring these trade routes, courier routes, over the past several weeks. And we believe that one of these carriers will intercept a path where we can send troops to retrieve some precious cargo.
So a little bit of space smash and grab, huh?
Essentially, yes. This is a Cozen job, is what we will be sending you out on. This is not a low-risk job, but then again, none of your missions up till now have been exactly low risk. There is a catch, however. We've also received intel that there are mechs on board of this Megalo-class carrier that will be making its way, and she points to a trade route that comes just outside of the gravitational effect of Elnax and its moons. It's pretty close to the very edge of the system itself. And it looks like they're essentially trying to loop around, stay as close to the fringes of space as possible before making their way to an unknown destination. It just kind of trails off. These mechs on board potentially have new experimental light sails. The intel isn't exactly conclusive, but it's an opportunity that we need to jump at. Now, over the past few weeks, in addition to your R&R, we've been working closely with our research and development division, as well as several of our engineers, to rebuild an Aeon fighter that was flown into us about 3 years ago. You're going to be piloting this, assuming your commander remembers how, into the back of this Megalo-class ship. Your job is to get in, grab any cargo, and take the mechs out with you, along with the new light sails.
So wait, we're supposed to go in there without our mechs? take their mechs, and get out.
As well as retrieve any salvage from the ion emplacements and a shipment of lodium metal.
Great, no big deal.
Mhm.
With
Well-
just the three of us?
We don't really have sabers to spare. They're all assisting on either planet side or are still in training.
Oh, no backup.
No backup.
Considering this time we actually have the element of surprise, it should be easier than our last few encounters.
We hope to catch them on the backside of Planet Elnax so that they're cut off on the dark side of the planet. And again, yes, catch them by surprise.
Wait, dark side of the planet, so comms blackout and no overwatch from...
There will be overwatch from us because
Oh,
we're on
okay.
the backside of the planet, but not for them.
All right.
However, Aeon technology has advanced considerably in the last several years. So much so that it seems they have achieved some kind of instantaneous data transfer. We're not really sure how it works. But you heard yourselves, the planet-wide transmission that was able to cut through all of our interference. But these light sails and the lodium would be... To say that they would help immeasurably is understating it by a lot. Lodium metal is what we need to continue to manufacture mechs. Without it, we can't continue to repair them. We cannot continue to create them. And the supplies, specifically on the one planet that we have access to, are slim to none.
Those
Additionally-
do or die.
Mhm. Additionally, these light sails would allow us to potentially reverse engineer the way that they are able to get through the Virillion tunnels, even when collapsing, and not deal with the space-time insanity, essentially, that you all dealt with.
So you're saying we could take an entire ship through?
Potentially. At the very least, we could take mechs through. And we could transport mechs to reinforce more forces on the interior through instantaneous transfer through the Virillion tunnels, if we knew how to safely traverse them. Unfortunately, that technology is outside of our capabilities right now.
Well, I would say we have no choice in this matter.
It's less of you don't have a choice and more of how long do you think we can go out here stranded in space without resources or intel? We have some friends still, but not many. It's been a long time since we've been back home.
Plus, they have surprised us at every turn. It's about time we return that favor.
I would say so. Knight Rider, you look very skeptical.
Doesn't matter if I'm skeptical or not. We got a job to do. We'll go do it like we always do.
All right. Hawkins, you remember how to fly this thing, right?
Oh. Well, it's been a few years, but I guess I have no choice.
Just try not to crash land it into the cargo bay this time.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
If you want to fill your team in on the light sails, that might be for the best as well.
Yeah.
Walk and talk.
Yeah.
And she
Might as well suit up.
she gives you a key card that is to what you assume to be the cargo bay where your fighter is housed.
Okay.
It's got a couple upgrades, but
Oh,
should still fly the same. We
excellent.
we had Cygnus integrate some cloaking into it. Should be able to fly under the radar pretty easily.
Oh, that's one good thing out of this.
Right. So, with that being said, I'm going to go pop over to our two new folks, and I will be right back with you guys.
Yay! Have fun.
Hello, everyone. Where's
Why,
Eureka?
hello.
I
Oh, he
said,
left.
where'd Eureka go? He's all green screened.
Eureka!
Oh,
There we go.
nice.
Busted.
Absolutely. How's it going?
Hi, guys. How's it going?
So good.
Awesome.
Ready to go.
Love to hear it. So, at this point, each of you have found your way into this fight through one source or another. And now you have your own reasons for pursuing this same mission. So, we'll start off with you, Eureka. If you want to describe your character, what they look like, and anything that might be important for chat to know as to why you're here.
Sure, absolutely. So, yeah, I'm going to be playing a character by Callister Tone, call sign Doku. I'm basically exactly what I look like here with you right now. Partially robotic, partially humanoid. Not really sure if you need to know why that all happened, but I'm here to I'm here to take care of the TOS and my Terran friends. We're here to get some stuff going. Yeah, some terms of service, exactly.
All right. So, Callister, you've been sent out by your TOS squad to follow up on the intel that you received. You will take point on this mission, and the others will remain cloaked just outside of range of this ship. Your job is to get in as close as possible and confirm that the intel is correct before calling in reinforcements to try and retrieve the Lodium and the light sails.
Right.
As you approach the ship, you do hear comms chatter. Basically, nothing of real import, but you do hear a couple of legacy codes. Some things that ring a bell, but it's been a while.
Right. And let me just ask, do I have radio comms with my other pilot?
Yes, you will have radio comms with the rest of your squad.
Okay, right, for sure. Okay, got it. Okay.
So, as of right now, you are on approach to the ship. You two are a little bit ahead time-wise, and the other three will catch up here in a second. So, you are on approach to the ship as of right now.
And Darius here with me. And I'm with another pilot here.
It's just you.
It's
you
just me
and
my crew.
your TOS squad. Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
I got you.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah,
All
we're
good.
caught up.
All good.
All right, so we're just approaching. Yeah. So we're approaching the ship now.
Correct.
Perfect.
So, MisterWisePork, as for you, would you like to go ahead and introduce your character?
Okay. So, like, how in depth should we go?
As in depth as you'd like to go. If you don't want to spill your whole backstory, then don't. But if you just want to give us a brief overview of who your character is, their call sign, and potentially what their mech looks like, if you don't want to go into detail on what your character looks like yet, that's totally cool too.
No, I can. You know what? Let's go in some detail.
Okay.
Let's go in some detail.
Do it.
All right. So I am Darius Koyos. Hold on. Darius Koyos.
Nice.
I'm 5'11", soul-piercing green eyes, dark, slightly reddish hair, streaked with white from an ongoing procedures in a certain program. I'm broadly built with bionic implants that are attached to my hybrid chassis as well. one that covers my left shoulder, draping over my heart, with lights and whatnot. All right, going up at green in color, but it, when enraged, changed red. As you can hear, very raspy voice due to the procedures that were done and combat that I've endured. I won't go too in depth in background because I'd like to have some things pop out, but learned how to fight right from day one. So that's all my life has been. Right?
Yeah, for sure. So, for you, it's been a while since your last supply run, and you're starting to get low. Most of your normal traders are either sticking close to the interior of the system to assist with the overall war effort, or have disappeared, likely killed or captured. Resources are becoming more scarce, and acquiring them more difficult as you continue to venture alone in the system. Been floating around the fringes of space for what feels like months, after hearing about 2 Gygas-class ships being taken out. The opportunity for that kind of salvage just doesn't present itself anymore. However, by the time you get to the coordinates you were given, there's nothing left. So now, you're stranded, without enough fuel to return to the interior and desperately in need of repairs after your recent tussles with Fringe Aeon units. Your comlink comes to life and buzzes as it intercepts chatter on one of the frequency you consistently scrub through. Something about a Lodium shipment on a Megalo-class carrier near Planet Elnax. You run some calculations and figure you have enough fuel to make it there, but it's a one-way trip, and if you're wrong, you'll be stranded in space.
I'm used to this. All right, let's go.
All right. So with that, I'm going to bring everybody in. So now we have everybody. We have everybody all on screen at once. Yay!
Yay!
All right. So, for our 3 Saber pilots. Sorry, I need a moment. You guys head to the hangar bay, where this Aeon fighter is stored, and as the bay doors open, you see a very sleek starfighter, jet black, almost opalescent in its coating, and it has almost a camouflaged effect in and of itself without the actual cloaking field. It's small. It's gonna be a tight squeeze getting all 3 of you in that cockpit, but you can make it work.
Well, it's going to be tight. I hope everybody's showered.
You guys ready for this?
Ready as we'll ever be.
Let's do it, Captain.
All right. So, do you want to fill everybody in on the light sails?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I have a document for that. I believe I do anyway. So, just so we're all clear on what we're going for, the light sails utilize the Vermilion tunnels that we were able to experience on Planet Elnax. The kicker for them is, though, is they get to help guide through them so they can pick where and when they pop out on the other side. You could think of it as kind of a space-time portal. So you could see why we kind of need these.
They do seem rather important.
Yeah. So we got trusted with a job again. I know it's conditions that are very unfavorable, but I believe in you guys, so I think we can get this done.
We will have to just find the way.
Seems to be our motto.
Captain, just out of curiosity, when we first entered the tunnels and we found the strange goop on the walls, was anything ever mentioned about that? I believe a sample came back.
Sample did come back. I didn't hear anything from research, though, unfortunately. That'll be something to look forward to when we get back.
Very well.
You would remember, all of you would remember that Cygnus had the sample. And he's on permanent station with R&D on planet right now, so. Yep.
FaceTime him when we're home.
Yeah, FaceTime him. There you go.
Where's that Discord? Boom, ding, ding.
Called space time.
For real. Space time. Oh my god, you guys. It never fails. It's always space something.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so as you all cram into the cockpit of this Aeon fighter, the cargo bay doors open remotely. Hawkins, you expertly guide the fighter out of the doors and engage the new cloaking system, which you didn't have before. So that's definitely handy. You also would have access to you would also still have access to Aeon comm channels in here.
Okay.
They were able to repair that. So as you kind of deftly scrub through some of the channels, you hear some chatter come over. It's an escort party. It's very clear just by their designation and some of the coded language that they use that you recognize that they are definitely escorting something important. Mostly they speak in phonetics, and kind of it's almost foreign to Ralph Lightrider, to you two. It's almost like they're speaking a different language, but you recognize the words, but none of it makes sense grammatically or just in sentence structure in general. As you proceed towards the intercept coordinates that you were given, a hailing frequency comes over. And you are asked to identify yourself. What do you do?
Dun, dun, dun.
Was the cloak on?
I'm just gonna hold up a hand, grab the comm, and say, unit number 19, call sign 011, designation Alpha, requesting escort.
Okay. 011, request to receive. Fall in line. You do so. And as the escort party comes around into the light, you see behind it, probably some 100 kilometers or so, this absolutely huge ship. Y'all thought a Gygas-class ship was big? This thing's bigger. And in front of it and around it are several, essentially, squads of starfighters. They all look very similar, not quite the same to the fighter that you're in. But you are able to join formation and come over to the side as one squadron kind of pulls back and allows this Megalo-class ship to just... It's almost like when Luke flies past the Death Star the first time, just the sheer scale of it.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing is at least as big as a planet. Probably a small planet, but a planet nonetheless.
So, Captain, how old is our intel? Are you sure these codes will check out?
Yeah, this should be fine. I hope.
Ralph didn't like that should be comment. He's just kind of like grinding his teeth.
Okay.
This is what we've been given.
Mm-hmm. Also, Callister, as that hailing frequency went out and you heard the reply, when Hawkins' voice comes over the comms, you faintly recognize that voice. But it's like trying to, as you push into your memories, trying to find the origin of where you've heard this voice before. It's like trying to recall a dream. But given the comms chatter and the intel you received, you can easily make the assumption that there's another party making a play for your objective.
Got it. So, Callister will like flip his switch on and just let everybody know, like, hey, so looks like we got a party with us. So, keep those cloaks up and keep your eyes open.
Okay. You begin your final approach after calling in and are able to locate one of the side, it's essentially a launch portal, like porthole, where they would launch fighters potentially, or potentially deploy like repair mechs out of the side of the ship. And pretty easily, actually go ahead and give me a
first roll.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can fuck this one up.
Go ahead
Just
and
remember,
give me.
it's Mecha hack, not D&D.
Right.
Go ahead and give me a system test.
Cool. Uh-oh. I did, my system's a 12. I rolled a 14.
Okay. All right. So, it does take you considerably longer to open this door, as you're not quite adept at hacking, and after a couple of failed attempts, you resort to just a torch. Freaking
Sure.
yeah.
I might be a little distracted from what I heard over the comms a little bit.
A little distracted.
Usually all right. We got this. And he just kind of like frantically like pulls out his torch and starts.
Yeah, just essentially just cutting a hole far enough in to where you can reach in behind the panel and just pull the cables and open it up.
Right. He yanks it and that opens up.
Yeah,
Cool.
you are successfully now in essentially a pod bay door.
Cool, got it.
Navigating further into the ship, and we will come back to you for that.
Cool.
Darius, as you make your way towards, again, the coordinates that you heard and the intel that you received as well, you see it as a big fucking ship. It's hard to miss in deep space. But you immediately recognize this ship in particular as being the Luminous Conduit. So, you know this ship. You've been on this ship before. Mm-hmm. So, it's pretty easy for you to also find your way towards an exterior porthole. Words are freaking hard, guys. I'm nervous. And knowing the codes that you used when you were last on the ship, you deftly are able to open an access hatch from outside and slip in. So, rest of you.
I mean, it's not even the same word, but it is the same word. So
it is.
like,
I know, right?
It's not, but it is.
Portal, porthole, and door are all technically the same thing.
At least we don't have portcullises in this one. So
Oh, sweet
that's
hell.
very fair. It's a little too. I mean, a portcullis on a ship is not completely improbable, but
No, it's actually
It's true.
fairly normal.
no, that would be a oh gosh, oh no, I forgot it now. Anyway, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna worry about it. Bunker door, essentially. Yeah.
We all know that.
Should I write that note down?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
every
Please
pilot
take
should
note of
know
that.
what an apodipodi is.
Right?
So, our sabers back with you guys again. As you round the side and are eventually told to land into the cargo bay. How do you proceed?
Carefully.
Expertly.
Where's
I
Quinn?
assume we're being like flagged down.
Yeah,
in this
you're
spot,
the
okay.
entire the squadron that you have essentially fallen in line with at this point. You assume that because they've been flying for so long, they need to go into the cargo bay, refuel, and then they'll come back out. That's typically standard procedure. They rotate through squadrons, and you can see another line of starfighters coming out as you all are proceeding in. So you assume that this is just a normal changing of the guard situation.
Yeah. Okay.
Fly casual.
Yeah.
Totally,
Yeah,
totally. I'm gonna need a presence test from you, Hawkins.
All of us or just me?
Just you.
Shit.
You the
Okay.
one flying, bad boy.
Mhm.
Fly casual.
Okay.
Roll casual.
Roll casual.
Oh, that's a 7. I got so excited. It's like, no way. Yeah, a 7. I
Awesome.
think my presence is 13.
Yeah.
So I think I'm good.
Yep. You successfully land right just chilling right on in.
That's an 8F.
Mm-hmm. And just very, very familiar. It's kind of like riding a bike. You've done this before, and you remember how it goes. You guys kind of all sit for a moment in suspense, waiting for just anything at this point to go wrong.
Do we see like any of the other ships, like if they're exiting like immediately, or are they just kind of sitting there?
Most of them are still remaining in their cockpits. A couple of them do get out, but for the majority, it's kind of like some of them get out, some of them stay in. So you're not arousing suspicion yet.
Is there like ground crew like refueling the?
Yeah, you spot 3 humanoids. And
I was
they're
about
coming.
to ask if they were humanoid in shape. Yes.
They are humanoids. Yes, they are humanoids. You spot 3 humanoids as well as about 5 or 6 like just general purpose repair / refueling drones. And they all kind of proceed towards everyone's ships. Go ahead and hook in fuel lines and go about their work in other areas as well.
Now, with the humanoids that we do see, is there anything unusual about their shape? Are they taller, larger, odd body proportions?
For the most part, they look pretty normal. Other than the fact that like one of them is probably a little bit taller than your average person. But I mean, no different than you, Ralph. You're definitely taller than your average person. So nothing stands out as
Bigger than your average
extremely
man.
odd. Yeah. So.
Were we supplied with any intel about what to do once we boarded?
Yes, you were given a schematic. It's a
Got it.
partial schematic and probably old, but you do know the location of the cargo lift, where they assume the Lodium is being housed. So that is your objective.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And so looking at that schematic from where we parked, pretty handy, or are we gonna have to,
It's a bit of a trek, but not terrible. It's not from like one side of the ship to the other, right? You're
I'm
still
hoping
all...
we were smart enough to have brought some clothing that looks like what these other knuckleheads are wearing.
In fact, as you look around in the cockpit, you do see a essentially it's an emergency sandwich compartment. But it has 3 uniforms in
I'm
it.
pretty sure Hawkins is a little tall to be a stormtrooper, but
Ralph is gonna grab like a foil-lined ration pack and goes, "Oh, Light Rider, here it is."
There are rations in there as well, but yeah, in vacuum sealed bags there are uniforms for each of you.
okay, probably a good idea to get those
put
on.
these on.
Mm-hmm.
So
As you all
as-
kind
as
of like
we're-
are cramped in the
Yeah.
cockpit trying to get changed. Yeah.
Whose elbow is
Foot out of
that?
there.
Captain, while we're getting ready, is there any quick notes that we know anything about mannerisms, salute, anything we should know to not stand apart?
That is an excellent question.
Very, very standard. Again, they are still human, and most of them had the same type of military training.
Yeah.
So same traditions as far as salutes, things of that nature. Rankings. The names are a little bit different, but they're you would know well enough. I don't have those handy, guys. Sorry.
All of the different human factions have a lot of similarities, though.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, they're
It's
all
one of
humans.
those
know
like
that.
I didn't expect that question moment.
Yeah. Well, it's less of I didn't expect that question and more of I migrated a lot of my old notes and now I can't find that one in particular because
You're
I
good,
did
you're good,
have
you're
it.
good. It's fine. It's
Yes.
fine.
No worries,
I
no worries.
had it. Dang it.
Well, let's just stick to the side passages and to the
Yeah.
road less traveled here. This ship's bigger than ours by a lot, and our ship is big enough to get lost in, right?
This ship is still smaller than the Seed ship.
This ship is still smaller than our ship. Okay.
Definitely bigger
But
than the
big
Gygas class
last one.
ships. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is this ship is a Megalo class ship. So it is one size grade up essentially from a Gygas class.
We'd be able to like map out like a kind
Yeah.
of road less traveled route
Yeah,
to
can we-
our
yeah.
destination.
Yeah,
Want
you
to
have
avoid the crew quarters, mess, anything
Yes.
of that
Yeah.
nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't
avoid
have
common
to.
areas.
Yeah, you definitely. You're definitely not going to have to pass through extensively populated areas. There's an officer's barracks off to the side of the cargo quarters, which you assume
stay
is
away
just
from
going
that.
to be That's going to be like your biggest pain point essentially. But those are just going to be the folks who are in charge of the maintenance crew, right? The
just
actual
walk
crew
casually.
quarters are totally on a totally different part of the ship, and this is a landing bay. And
Calm down, Han.
this is your landing bay, and essentially your cargo bay is like just right up here, right?
Yeah.
So
we should
it's
probably
not
take
super
a cargo
far.
hauler with us to bring this stuff back on.
Yeah.
Actually,
Not a bad idea.
as you look through the blueprints, you see a projection of the path of the ship, and it conveniently does have to pass through suborbital space on Elnax. So what you could potentially do is just hit the eject button and let gravity do the work.
So we could airdrop it and pick it up when everyone is gone.
I like it. Less suspicious.
You do also, Hawkins, you do also...
Won't they notice one of their side doors to space opening?
Oh, they would totally notice. Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we do it to where they don't notice?
Also
Which
have
would
to
be
keep
us
in
coming
mind
back out the way we came.
that your other objective was also to take mechs.
Well, they're gonna know we left anyway. Oh, we're not coming back this way.
Yeah. And they'd notice if you're trekking around
maybe
with that
if
stuff.
we could convince them we have a top secret mission to drop supplies for a listening post or something.
Yeah. Make it up as we go along. I like that.
That's what we always do.
Ralph doesn't even half believe it himself. He's just like throwing ideas.
One last thing for the map. How close is the orbital drop to where the mechs would be housed? Like, would we be like tactically sprinting down the hallways?
Tactically sprinting, yes.
Right beside it. Yeah.
Doing all of the tactical sprinting. So as far as there are multiple landing bays, right? Similar to this one. Essentially the way that it's laid out is that this whole ship is a cargo ship, right? But the way that it's laid out is that more precious cargo is typically kept closer to the interior. So you assume that there's probably a landing bay, and you can see on the map as you kind of spin it around and zoom in on your projection, that there is in fact a landing bay close to the middle of the ship.
Yep.
That's probably where the mechs are housed. So you guys are going to likely have to hack a cargo bay door to where you can open it from the outside with the mechs once you get out.
And we're not coming back to the ship. Do we... Crazy idea.
Mhm.
Do we have remote detonators?
You don't, but you might
But
know
Ralph
where
likes
some
likes
are
to blow
housed.
things up.
Mhm.
I was going to say we could use
I
that as a
do.
distraction.
We have.
And
I have a
Ralph
Fraz
could
grenade.
maybe,
We can
Those
easily-
that's equipment on your mechs, not on
Frick!
you. No Fraz grenades, guys. Sorry.
Shoot.
But you do know
should've
where
thought
they
earlier.
would potentially keep any kind of explosive charges on the ship.
And Ralph might be able to make it look like an ordnance accident.
That's what I'm
You
thinking.
do have an ordnance expert on your squad.
Cover up our exit. We're not
Mhm.
coming back this way, so... I like it.
So, how do you proceed out of the fighter?
Oh, that's a
Casual.
loaded question, apparently.
Casually. I said casually.
Yeah, just, you know,
I
He
kind
could
of
have
get
been
a feeling Ralph would try to jump down looking like a big
Just act
shot,
natural.
you know, just to kind of, you know,
Okay.
but not too big of a big shot, just enough attitude that you know he's like accomplished.
I will say that you do notice that all of the other jets have had an individual pilot pop out.
Then we might have to take turns and sneak out then. Yeah.
How about we wait until they all fly back out?
And be the only ship that's still here?
How active is this
Well,
landing
or we're going to
bay?
be a clown car.
Yeah, true.
So, I mean, is it like a steady flow or does it have an ebb and tide on its crew rotations?
It looks like this services probably 2 to 3 squadrons of fighters. So it's not completely unlikely as you kind of sit and observe. You do see a couple kind of come in and stagger out. So you sit there for probably a solid like 20 minutes just observing the pattern. And yeah, it's not inconceivable that you guys could just sit and wait, but at the same time there's a consistent entrance as well as exodus. So you're just gonna have to find an opportunity.
We could space out our entering and exiting of the ship.
Yeah, but if we're not together, we're really screwed if something goes
True.
wrong. If we're separated, there's only 3 of us.
Do we,
I think it's better for us to just take our chances and all pop out at the same
Just,
time.
yeah,
and-
just walk.
If we get questioned, do we have a story where did we lose fighters, accident, we had to be picked up?
We're heading to debrief. And
You kind of
how
look
about
at your
we just-
compatriots, Hawkins, and look back and forth at the two of them. And it's not that the people on this ship are not normal looking, but these two definitely don't belong.
Yeah. Do we have hats? Are there hats?
I mean, there are.
fake mustaches.
Yeah.
I think she's talking like build and size.
Yeah, it's more build and size and just general demeanor. Everyone
This
that
entire plan sucks.
Oh,
Can I just be
We're
clear
so-
about
so
how
dead.
do we come from
Oh,
a
shoot.
ship
Gotta close
with
this curtain.
thousands and thousands of people on it, and
because
the
they're
three
civilians.
the three of us is all we have here?
Yeah.
What in the actual hell?
Because most of them are civilians. Keep that in mind.
There is the
Freeloaders.
old prisoner trick. I don't recommend it. It worked for Luke and Han.
Oh God Almighty! So you want me, the guy who looks like he's small enough to be like part of like this group of people, to pretend that I have you two idiots as hostages?
I mean, I was pretending that we could have him as a hostage.
No, that's not. That's the exact opposite of what's gonna work,
But
right?
why would Ralph be dressed in an Aeon uniform?
That's why we have to put you
As a
back in your other
prisoner.
uniforms, if that's gonna work.
This is where
Oh,
it all
boy.
falls apart, chat.
Yeah, this is pretty much
God.
where we're super screwed.
So the other question is though, like, if I'm not going to fit in a disguise, out of a disguise, how can I move around?
And is it not going to be?
Maybe you don't need to. The hangar that the mechs are in,
Mm-hmm.
is that only a mech hangar, or there are also ships in that hangar as
You
well?
don't know. Your intel doesn't go that deep. You don't even.
All right, so
it's
sin-
really kind of a long shot. Like whether or not the mechs are even going to be in that particular hangar.
All right, so why don't we do this? Hawkins, what if I just, since I can probably get away with my flight helmet on and this uniform, why don't I go and see if we can just fly this ship over there? And in between here, because I have comms, I can communicate with you guys.
Yep.
I can just zip off, load the stuff into the thingy, to the thing that the thing that shoots it out into space,
Yeah,
the
the-
space
yeah.
butthole thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I can go load the thing into there, and then
Butthole of the ship.
I thought this whole plan through, and then I just go right to where the mechs are, and if we can get you guys in there with the ship, then I could probably just like hop onto one of their consoles and like just open the doors. Then we don't have to blast our way out of there.
And I am the only one that knows how to pilot this, so I'd have to stay.
You'd have to stay here anyway, and you guys are going to get us caught if you go walking around out there. I might be able to just kind of walk casually.
That's fair. And if we have to cycle through, if all the other ships leave, it would be suspicious if this one stayed.
And if the crap hits the
So-
fan, you guys can blow out of here, and I can blow out of the butthole.
And hopefully not get torn apart in space.
Well, I mean,
Well,
I'm
hopefully
still wearing a flight suit,
in a mech.
and the gravity would just carry me back.
I would just go for the mech.
That's totally how that works. Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm. Totally how that works.
I'm more
Explain
and
to me
more
why
on
it
board with
wouldn't.
that.
You're not Master Chief.
I've got to know. I'm in a flight suit. How did you do that? Look
It's
at
made of
Duke.
what my sweater's made of.
I mean,
It's made
You
out of
don't-
polyester.
no.
Not Mjolnir armor.
The Aeon's flight suits are much more pressurized.
Sophisticated.
They're in little fighters. We're in a
Sophisticated,
little
yeah.
fighter. I thought we were in like kind of a pressurized, flight suit.
No. You're
That's what
just
I
in a
packed.
flight suit.
No, that's what Light Rider packed.
It's essentially just your it's still just your
Trick. All All right, then I'll run to a mech. I mean,
Uniform.
I don't see the other option is that we try and pretend that you're prisoners, and I don't think anybody's going to buy that. And if we do get away with it, they're going to take you to the brig, and that's probably mission failure. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure if you two end up in the brig, it's bad.
As you're having this conversation, one of the engineers, one of the repair techs, comes up and just does a little knock, knock, knock on
I got
the
a
cockpit.
plan.
Uh-huh.
Who here can knock out an engineer?
No, we can't knock it. We can't kill anybody. We have to be like, they can't know that we're here.
He kind of
Or
looks
his
in
body
and like is
plane.
inspecting the exterior of the starfighter, and like you can kind of hear him like faintly mumbling, "Hello?
We have to
Are
let
you
him
okay in there? Hello?"
Oh, jeez.
So,
No, we
I
don't
mean,
have to
Ralph
let him
could
in.
just give him a little hello and then just
This is
right
a
in the
terrible
face.
idea.
Just
This is a
straight
terrible
through.
idea.
Is that what you're doing?
We have to open the door. Is there anybody else
We don't have
around?
to open the door. We don't have to open the door. We
There's,
don't have to give ourselves away right here. Are you guys
He's an
crazy? Can
engineer.
we...
He's gonna
This
open the
plane
door
has gone
anyway.
off the rails like
Look
He's not
immediately.
gonna open the door.
around.
I can hop out right now if we go with the plan. Oh, this is bad. This
looking
whole thing.
around, this is the only person that you see, but there are several other like maintenance mechs around.
So
in the immediate
maybe
I quickly jump out and
Wait,
shut the
wait,
door
wait,
behind
wait,
me,
wait,
stopping them
maybe
from being
Light
able to do
Rider-
anything stupid and getting us all killed.
I'm gonna say maybe Light Rider distracts him, gets him to turn around, and Ralph gets the
Okay.
the old sleeper from
You
behind.
can't knock them out. If you do, his biomonitor could go offline, triggering everybody else that he's dead, and then we're screwed.
They have
mission's over
biomonitors
We do. They know when our heart rates are doing stuff. Why wouldn't
when
their
we're hooked
people?
into our mechs.
No, they're always tracking us. They were tracking us back on the Nishimura.
Tracking us right now, coming with this dumbass idea.
This is a terrible idea to
Just
kill
side
an
cut
engineer.
over to
Take out an
director
engineer?
Akira just doing this like
Why them? Why this stupid
why
ass
like
team?
why is it always you three? Like in the
Clearly,
very
there's
first
no one
thing
else
I gotta
on
go.
the entirety of the Nishimura that can help us.
Like the Ryu twins right about now.
What are we doing?
Yes, murder hobos.
Exactly.
I would prefer to not die here.
I was thinking about maybe taking him captive.
That's a
He could-
terrible idea.
I'd rather just knock him out than have him alive.
I'd rather he doesn't even know that anything's happening, and we just play.
If he sees Light Rider leave and then the ship's gone, that also raises concerns. No, nothing we do is without a risk.
So we gotta pick a risk and go for it.
I'm not the captain, so that would be your call, Hawkins.
Fuck.
I've said where I'm standing.
He's still
I think
just
taking him out is a terrible
at
idea.
this
He's
point
just-
getting more and more persistent and like kind of just examining looking because at this point you can tell just by his facial expressions
Alright.
that he thinks that something is wrong.
Okay.
Captain, we
Light
have
Rider.
to do something.
Light Rider, go out there. We're going with your
Okay.
plan. When
I
he
quickly jump
turns
out the
his-
door. Hey, man, sorry. Listen, it's been kind of a freaking crazy morning. I couldn't get the latch undone. How are you?
Ralph,
What's
get
up?
Ready.
What's up?
So you just okay, so an interesting detail about these starfighters is that they unhatch similarly to an F-18, where the entire top of the whole thing pops up.
I thought it was a
The whole
bay door.
canopy.
Nope. It is a fighter jet.
Oh,
So the whole thing
damn.
pops up, and immediately the three of you are revealed to this technician. What do you do?
Grab him.
Hello.
Okay.
Ralph grabs him and knocks him out, I
I'm
guess.
gonna need you to go ahead and roll a power test for me.
Go ahead, Ralph.
5 on a 17.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Roll your damage die. It's the same as your mech.
The hit die, right?
Yeah.
I thought Bay.
You're so
I didn't think it was
screwed.
coming up the front.
Oh,
that's
an
I don't know why these two idiots stood up. They could have just stayed laying
There's
down.
nowhere
But
to duck. There's a 10.
he's below you. He's
Yeah,
below you, and the cockpit lifts
Roll
up.
to
But
10.
you guys stood up, and he
Okay.
saw you somehow.
A 10
What
is
a
definitely
G.
enough to knock out this poor
Bang.
engineer. He just like, his face goes from concern to shock to unconscious.
And Ralph just kind of grabs the back of his uniform
Pull him
and
in.
drags him into the cockpit.
just like,
like
ragdolls
close
in.
it.
Just like a kitten. Just
Yeah, just gonna close the cockpit a little bit, just.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm guessing they grabbed him. I'm still standing
You're
outside
still standing
of the cockpit.
outside the cockpit.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
You go do
I'm
your
just gonna
thing
look
now.
back at them and go, okay, you
like-
guys just kind of stay where you are, and I'm just gonna go this way. So
Okay.
I need to
We're just in the
proceed to
cockpit, like-
walking towards where the stuff is that we need to look at first, and because like if they jump out, oh boy,
Just put it
Oh,
this way.
boy.
At least he got the fist and not the.
oh boy. Okay,
Right,
so
and not the pan.
so I am going to as quickly and as chill as possible make my way to where this stuff that we need to put into the ejector port
Yep. Okay, cool.
is.
So Jesus
So
Christ.
I'm just thinking about this. Like I'm thinking that
Like,
a
this
1
is
would have probably
great.
knocked this guy
This
out.
is
so-
fantastic. It's the best plan you've ever had.
this is the only plan we've
Worst
ever had.
plan I've ever seen.
Yeah. What do we do? What do we do? Oh fuck.
So as you proceed through the hangar, essentially, you head towards the coordinates and just kind of are trying to hide the pager with the blueprint projection and are just walking casually. The mechanized little mechanical robots don't really pay you much mind. They're not, you can gather just by walking past them, they're not sentient. They are pre-programmed to do menial tasks when instructed to by, you assume, the engineering crew, which is now Sans 1. So you proceed towards the exit to the hangar, and with that, I'm gonna cut over to our two folks who are infiltrating from the outside. So,
I'm stressed.
so Callister,
You guys are just sitting in the ship. I am in the middle of the ship somewhere, and I don't know what the hell
you've
these two are
barely
doing.
gotten out of the hangar at this point. Like you've
Just, a
just
side
crossed
note, would
the
have 1 have like
threshold.
been enough to KO this dude?
No, he had like 8 HP.
So
Okay.
you're saying I'm not hangering around anymore?
broke
Yeah,
his nose.
exactly. So,
I think with a 10, I probably crushed his cheek.
non-lethal damage. I mean, it's gonna hurt tomorrow morning.
I'm eating
Look,
raw.
I think this is all going great on your end. That's how
Right?
right?
Right.
We're clearly locked down.
Guys are
So-
doing fantastic.
Speaking of
Bang
which,
up.
speaking of things going great, Callister, as you proceed in through your hijacked portcullis
Sure.
portal door.
Really quick, am I in my mecha?
You are in your mech, yes.
Okay,
These
okay. Got it.
these like portholes are used for deploying mecha fighter jets as well as any kind of mechanized like repair drones to kind of go out and check the
Got it,
ship.
Perfect.
So
Absolutely.
yes, you are definitely and you have a smaller mech as well, being a scout class. So
Right.
you have a little bit of a smaller mech as well.
Don't feel bad about it though.
Nah, you know, look, I'm pretty proficient in using it, so. That's what everybody said.
Thank you.
anyways.
Thank you.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh,
So,
sorry.
as you proceed into this channel, essentially, you make your way past several words are hard. Life pods.
Portcullises.
No, life pods. So this is your like if something were to happen on the ship, this would be where people would get on and be ejected out.
Escape pods. I
Yeah,
got
escape
it.
pods, life pods, escape pods, same diff.
Got it. Yeah.
Words are hard again.
I see a couple droids getting into one. It flies off.
So, it is this channel that you found yourself in, this hallway, essentially. Definitely, you can tell will lead you straight into the interior of the ship. However, you don't know if your mech is going to be big enough to get in all the way. So,
Perfect.
as you kind of it gets smaller and smaller as you proceed, and at one point you're essentially army crawling in your mech.
Okay.
And as you reach the other side, you take a quick moment and kind of, still cloaked, scan the exterior of this hallway. There's a glass door that opens that allows ingress from the rest of the crew to where the life pods are. And you just take a moment, see a guard patrol walk by, time it. 3, 4, and pop out at the opportune time as they're turning around the corner, deftly being able to keep track of how quickly these guard patrols come around, and you make your way towards the cargo hold with the Lodium shipment. You are still in your mech. It is pretty tight in here. And there's really nowhere to hide if you run it into another patrol. So, if you would like to proceed on foot, or if you would like to remain in your mech, the decision is up to you.
Is there like any way of quick exit if need be, or do I need to crawl back through that hole?
You assume that you could probably find a quicker exit.
Okay.
At this point, you are not far from a hangar.
Okay.
You are, in comparison to where the Sabers are, just to give you a visual representation, they are on the aft of the ship, essentially. And you manage to come around, and you're not quite at the bow, but you're kind of in that first third between the bow and the middle, on the starboard side of the ship.
Got it. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess I'll get out. Before I get out, though, just like radio in and be like, all right, guys, so looks like I found the Lodium. I'm gonna hop out. Just make sure that everything's okay. If you guys want to bring it around the other side up front, we'll figure out if I can eject these out of there, and we'll grab a couple of these loads. And then I'll flip the switch and jump out of the mech.
Okay, cool. As you hop out of your mech, the mag locks on the hands and feet kind of engage into the sides of this corridor, and you feel pretty confident that it's not going anywhere, but it's cloaked, and people are going to be real confused if they come into this hallway and run into something that they cannot see. So,
Sure.
But that's just a risk that you're going to have to take for now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. You proceed on foot towards the cargo bay, keeping in mind the timing between security patrols and sticking to hallways and alcoves as you hear approaching footsteps. And eventually, you do make your way to the cargo bay.
Okay.
So, are you proficient in espionage?
Am I proficient in espionage? Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll as you approach this cargo bay door, this cargo lift. Go ahead and roll an espionage check for me.
All right.
Against which stat?
Yeah.
Espionage is system, so.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
So my system's a 12. I rolled a 3, so.
Okay, so with
Pretty dang
espionage,
good.
your score that you would be rolling against, don't forget, your on-foot skills, you get a +2 to your DC, right? So you would have to
Okay.
roll under a 14, just for future reference.
Under a 14.
Mhm,
Got it.
correct.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Was that
Sure, yeah.
specifically for Callister or for all on-foot checks?
That's for all on-foot checks. So anything that you have an on-foot skill that you have a bubble filled in for, that gives you a +2 to whatever attribute is given there. So for like,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
yeah. So for athletics, for example, it's a power test. So you would just add 2 to your power for that check, for an athletics check. Does that make sense?
Oh.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
So that is definitely a
I'm
pass.
proficient in espionage.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that is
Absolutely.
definitely a pass. As you are able to hack the controls. You've gotten a little bit more familiar with the system at this point, and are able to utilize the mistakes that you made on the exterior control panel and hack into the doors and gain access to the cargo bay.
Right. We're back in it. We've got clear head about us. We're able to get in there and start really getting after it. Plus, he's kind of like a small figure anyways, so
yeah,
very light and nimble.
As you enter, you do immediately spot the crates bearing the Lodium shipment. They are just these huge metallic, essentially cargo containers, like how they what they ship on like ships IRL, right?
Right.
They're huge, and they would be packed full of Lodium, and
Right.
there are 3 of these containers in this cargo bay.
Okay, perfect. We're probably only going to be able to transport one of these anyways, though, so...
Probably, yeah.
And we're just trying to get a quick snag and get out of here sort of situation, right?
Yeah, you're very much get in, snatch, get out. So.
Got it.
Snatch and grab.
Is there any signs of the light? The
mechs with the light sails?
Yes, yeah, the light sail mechs.
No, this is just a Lodium shipment. Although you do go ahead and roll a presence test for me.
Ooh, just barely. I got a 10. My presence is an 11.
Okay, awesome. So, as you're kind of taking in this space, you do see off to the side 2 very large crates with a tarp draped over them. And as you step further into the room, you hear this low groaning noise that's not metallic. It sounds almost organic.
Coming from those crates.
You don't know exactly where the vicinity, like where it is, because it kind of echoes off the walls, but you can safely assume that yes, it's coming from those crates.
Okay, got it. Is there like a way that I could just crouch down by one of the Lodium crates and like set up like a beaker or something, like a beacon type of tracking thing?
Yeah, you actually you have equipped with you a two-way beacon device a tracker device. Sorry, not a beacon. And you are able to plant it on one of the Lodium shipments, and you are good to go, essentially.
Okay. Cool. Absolutely. I'll just stay hidden then and...
Okay. Just wait for your squad to come and reinforce you. Got it.
Right.
Okay. And panning back on over to Darius. As you make your way onto the ship, once again, kind of in a similar situation to Callister, but you are a little bit more familiar with the ship and are able to find one that you can easily fly your mech right on into. This one is closer to the back third on the... wow. I just forgot the words for the parts of the ship. Starboard. What's left? Port. Thank you. You are on the port side of the ship.
Yeah, my guy.
You are on the port side of the ship in the back third, so in between the middle and the aft.
Okay.
And as you advance in through this corridor, again, a larger one, and are able to pretty easily dock your mech somewhere safe. And would you like to proceed on foot or in your mech?
Okay. So looking at my area, does it look like I could proceed with my mech, or does it look like it might cause me issue?
Knowing the layout pretty well of this ship, you would say that you would know that it's probably going to be safer to dock your mech somewhere and proceed on foot.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna definitely dock my mech.
Okay.
In the most stealthiest way possible.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, you are able to as you dock into this somewhat abandoned loading bay. There are still, mechanized little mechanical drones kind of going about. But it looks like this is mostly just a place that they use for spare parts. Not necessarily anything that is being consistently used. So you are able to kind of get your mech into like a laying down position and pull a tarp up over top of you and then disembark from your mech.
Great. All right.
Okay.
Oh, he tucked in his mech, y'all.
Have a good
So,
sleep.
I will ask Darius, what is your primary objective? Are you after the Lodium? Are you after scrap? Are you after the light sails? What is your primary objective?
Since I'm in such disrepair,
Mm-hmm.
I think my main goal is the Lodium.
Okay.
Right, to repair my mech and get myself back up to a running stature.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so as you do so, as you tuck your mech in, night night, night night, good night, mech. You proceed towards the closest cargo bay, which is actually the one that Light Rider would be proceeding
Of course
towards.
it is.
Mm-hmm. So,
Ooh.
as you make your way through the hallways, again, being aware of rotating patrols, you know these guard patterns like the back of your hand, and you make your way through this ship, navigating it as if...
shadows.
Exactly. Sticking to the shadows,
Love that.
backing into alcoves, as if you just were on the ship yesterday. You know this whole thing like the back of your hand.
Right.
And pretty quickly, you make your way to the cargo bay. And we will pan back over to Light Rider as he is leaving the hangar. So, Light Rider, following the schematics and trying to kind of take a moment, commit the hologram to memory, and try and navigate through this just maze of a ship. You make your way out of the hangar, and you are almost immediately confronted with a patrol. And they give you a look, scrutinize you a little bit. Do you salute, or do you just like...
Just keep on walking. Keep on doing my thing. Give him a little nod.
It's a horrible idea.
Have to roll for charisma, whatever.
Your mannerisms are enough
Knock him
to
out
raise
too.
suspicion.
Chilling.
Your mannerisms are enough to raise suspicion as one of the 4 people in this guard patrol kind of turns around and looks at you scrutinizingly and turns back and continues on their patrol.
Just matrixing bullets over here.
Why do I get the idea of like Light Rider walking down this hallway like Conor McGregor going out to the ring?
No, I'm just being chill.
Yes.
I ain't starting no stuff. I'm just being chill.
Okay.
BDE just booming.
So you continue on your path, unaltered and
Unmolested.
unmolested. You continue on your path, and pretty soon encounter another guard patrol.
Well, I'm gonna act less
got the
casual
luck,
this
bud.
time and more like they're acting. So I'm smart enough to chameleon into my environment because I've made it this long in the military with the mouth I have. So I'm able to go along. So whatever that previous patrol was doing, I'm smart enough to change my mannerisms up
They
to try and mimic what they're doing.
So the I will note as a little detail, the patches that you guys have, your ribbons, they're
all wrong.
they don't match what these
Awesome.
patrols have. So this set of guards kind of doesn't really give you a moment as they quickly advance on you. And they are definitely you can tell that they have hastened their pace as these guys are walking a little bit faster than the last folks that you encountered, and they are just heading straight for you.
Well, this isn't great.
Doodly doodly.
I mean, there's 4 of them, 1 of me. There's
Mhm.
nothing I can do. So
As they advance upon you, the assumingly the leader comes forward and says, "You there, pilot. What's your designation?"
that's a great question. We haven't been assigned ours yet, sir.
Roll a presence check. Or are you proficient in cokes? Are you proficient in cokes? On foot
no,
skill.
I stopped doing coke a long time ago.
The funny thing is, Ralph is.
Oh boy.
No, I'm not.
Okay,
It's
go
not
ahead
one
and
of my things.
go ahead and just roll a straight presence test for me then.
Was that an 8 or a 20?
It's a d20.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm looking for my sheet because I forgot
It's
what my numbers are.
all
Sorry.
good. It happens.
Presence. So my presence 17, and I rolled a 7.
Okay. 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 So he kind of looks at you, gives you. I mean, he is absolutely scrutinizing you with his eyes. And
I'm not backing. I'm just standing right there as a pilot would,
Yeah,
as a
you've just-
subordinate.
Yeah,
would just
you've taken the
playing dumb.
the at ease position at this point. So standing arms locked behind your back, in that very stalwart position, and he kind of looks at you and listen, kid. If you're gonna play in your dad's pilot suit, do it in an authorized area.
Sir, yes, sir.
Oh, snap.
You're a junior.
And he kind of taken aback, just, what the hell are you doing out here anyway? This is an awful long way from where any civilians would be allowed. Did you get lost? You need an escort back?
No, sir. I can find my way. Like, honestly, if I'm really honest, sir, it just comes down to, like, I really want to, like, I mean, Dad did it, and I didn't get in the first time, and I know it's because my grades weren't what they were supposed to be, but, like, honestly, like, I just feel like if you guys, like, okay, could you put in a good word for me? Because, like, I mean, in fairness, I did get all the way down here and past security, like, I mean, you guys, I passed 2 or 3 other patrols, and they didn't
He
even
just kind
recognize
of
that my
reaches
stuff was...
forward and puts his arm on your shoulder. You talk too much. We're gonna escort you back.
Slam.
And
Okay.
he kind
Yes,
of
sir, no problem.
about faces you, turns back down the hallway that they came from, and escorts you, hand on your shoulder, to down the hallway.
And I do it the entire time peppering with questions. So, is there any way that I could like apply somewhere different? Like, I know they said it was 6 months or 8 months or something that I had to wait, but is there like a type of, is there something that I could do? Like what do you call it when it's like, the thing where deferent? No. Like the thing, where you like know somebody, nepotism. No, what is it when you like?
He kind of just as this is all happening, he just. This is why I hate civvies. How did you manage to get out of the academy so young?
Nepotism?
You said your dad was a pilot?
Yes, sir. Before he passed away.
What squad was he on?
He was in a couple of different ones, and I looked down at my suit, and I can see the name of one of the symbol of one of the campaigns looks like a trident. So I'm just the trident campaign.
Uh-huh.
Facts check out.
Okay. All right. Got any other family on the ship, or is it just you, kiddo?
It's kind of just me, but my aunt is, she's just really old. I mean, she's older than you. Yeah, if it's okay with you, sir, I'll just be going now.
Okay. Are you trying to slip away, or because he still has like a tight grip on your shoulder?
Just trying to weasel out, just trying to have him be annoyed enough with me to just let me go, and I'll just, I'm just gonna go this way.
As you say, I'm just going to go ahead and take my leave. Now his grip tightens on your shoulder.
By take my leave, I just meant we're going this way, right? So, are we? Yep.
Who are you really?
I'm still trying to figure that out myself, honestly. I mean, it's been kind of a journey because I don't really have a dad anymore. Because he died protecting the ship, So it's like, who are any of us, really?
He takes the shoulder and he turns you around. And at this point has his hand on his weapon. Answer me honestly. Who are you? And how the hell did you get on this ship?
Sir, I'm a nobody. And I've been on this ship since I was born.
Nobody's born on this ship. And the Trident campaign? Seriously?
That was clever.
Clever. I'll give you that much. That pin in particular has only been assigned to about 7 ace pilots.
Well, clearly somebody f***ed that up then, didn't they, sir?
Clearly. Which I assume that the, whoever got you on this ship is probably piloting something that managed to fly under our radar. So, I'm gonna ask again, and I'm gonna ask real nice one more time. Please, humor me. Who are you?
I mean, I don't know how you would want me to say anything other than what I've already told you.
How about a name?
I mean, at this point, I can't say anything else. There's literally nothing more for me to say, so I'm just not going to say another word.
Okay.
Because at this point I'm already busted.
Yep.
There's no way out, and there's nothing that I can do. So anything more that I say is going to get me into trouble.
Okay.
So there's no point in saying anything else. At this point, I would consider myself probably to be a prisoner of war, so I gotta shut up.
Ah.
Now I have a question.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You said I was coming into the same room.
You are in the same
Do
area.
I see this?
As you are advancing down the hallway, you do. You less see it and more hear it. As the footsteps of the approaching patrol, or rather the patrol that was leaving your area, stops. And you start to hear, you pick up on mumbled voices. And then as the conversation escalates, you can hear the conversation, the back half of that conversation.
Okay. I'd like to interfere.
Okay. How would you like to interfere?
I would like to approach from the rear
Okay.
of the group. I'm assuming I'm behind them,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Very stealthily getting up to within breath range over the shoulder of the fella that has his hand on his weapon.
Okay.
I highly suggest leaving the young one alone. I've been in search for him. He's under my guard.
Love that voice.
I love that voice so much.
I don't like that at all.
So, Light Rider.
I'll take my chances with freaking the Jarhead Marine guy and this weird.
Yeah, it's
So,
just kinda like
Light Rider, what
dummy,
you
yeah.
see as you have now at this point elected to
Darth Vader's handy
stop
cousin
speaking.
over here.
At this point, you've elected to stop speaking. And as you
First
stop,
time for everything, right,
first
chat?
time for everything,
First time
right?
in history for that to ever have happened, chat.
You see under the lights, the overhead lighting, you see just like a flash of
It's fluorescent.
movement.
It's making my skin look terrible.
And you see this gleam of it's your characters. Do you see wear a helmet consistently, or is it like I forget?
Sort of. So it'd be. It's like. So from my eye wrapping around.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So like a half
Yeah.
helmet, essentially.
Like, exactly.
Yeah. So
Very scared.
you
What a
see.
sideways half helmet.
Yeah. So you see this face peek out. You only see half of the face as the rest moves into view and the shine from the light kind of catches the top of the helmet. And as this person says that, you see this man who had, for all intents and purposes, was ready to either take you to prison or gun you down. He was kind of considering either way. You see fear immediately flash into his eyes. And he stiffens and removes his hand from you.
Well, this day just went from bad to worse.
As he, without turning around to meet you, to meet your eyes, Darius, he says, Chimera. Thought you were dead, you son of a bitch. What do you want with
They're
this
all
one?
dead. I'm not.
And I just start backing away slowly. Well, it looks like you guys are just fine here. I think I'm just going to go ahead and head over this way so y'all
The
have
other
a good
three rank and file, the two
Oh,
of
hey,
them
fellas.
split off and kind of cut off your retreat, as the one who the commander of this guard party says, I don't know what you have planned for him, but he doesn't belong here.
God, I should have had a flashbang pact or something. Jesus, this is terrible.
I don't want to
Mind
have
your
to fight you
business
both.
And go back to do what you were doing. That is the final word I'll say.
Go ahead and roll a Coax test for me.
That's a D20, right?
Yeah. D20, and it'll be
8.
under 19 for you. 8?
8.
Oh yeah, you definitely pass.
Dang, under 19, almost impossible to fail. I love it.
Yeah, so he just kind of listen. You let us walk away with our heads still on our necks, and I'll do whatever the hell you tell me to.
Bro,
just-
but didn't you have to take me somewhere? Hold on a second. I don't believe me.
You don't scare me. He does. And as he does that, he just kind of signals to the rest of his patrol, and they run. They're out of there.
As I watch them running off, and I just turn to Light Rider.
Well, that was fun.
Pretty sure our ideas of fun are different, but okay.
And this is where Light Rider puts on the brown pants.
And with that, we're going to take a quick break.
This whole time, I'm just looking for my opportunity to dip.
Yeah. With that being said, we are going to go ahead and take a quick break because it is 7 and we've got probably about a solid 2 hours or so to go. So
Sounds good.
all right, guys. Chat, we will be back in, we'll probably take a 15 minute break. Go and use the facilities, grab a drink, grab a snack, all of that goodness, and we'll be right back with you here in about 15 minutes.
Snacks! All right, everybody.
Swank.
And we're back. And I don't have my vest on anymore, but here we are.
Temperature.
Wardrobe change.
It got hot, okay? Don't at me.
Yes, it did. That role play was fantastic.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this. I'm having a ton of fun. I hope you guys are having fun as well.
Oh, goodness, yes.
Sweet. Love to hear it. Okay, so let me get all of my windows reorganized here so that I know where everything is, because I don't know where anything is right now. Okay, so Light Rider and Darius have just found themselves in a hallway on the ship as our friends Ralph and Hawkins are still in a fighter jet in the cargo bay, and Callister is just kind of taking cover next to the Lodium shipment that they have placed a tracker on. So that's where we're
Crazy
at
shit, y'all.
currently. That's where we're at currently, y'all. And so with that being said, I am going to go ahead and pan back over to our friends who are still in the hangar in the fighter jet. Hawkins and Ralph, what are you guys up to right now?
Bud's still cold, correct?
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not waking up for a while.
Would he have any like noticeable like weaponry or anything on him?
Tools, comms.
You notice as you're looking over, you do notice a distinct lack of comlink. So there's no like inline comlink or anything like that. But there is definitely essentially like a taser stick, and then just, typical tools and things of that nature on his belt.
Okay.
So
Gonna just nab that taser stick.
okay.
Is his build any different from, like, say, the fighter crews? Like, is he larger, smaller, kind of like a more average individual, or?
Yeah, you would definitely be able to tell that his musculature is a little bit more built from the manual labor that he does. Whereas most of the pilots are built pretty similarly to Hawkins, taller, leaner, kind of more lithe bodies, I guess. But this guy's definitely got some more muscle on him.
So would Ralph more easily pass as an engineer?
Probably, yes.
Put it on.
Yeah, so Ralph's gonna start taking his gear
Just
and
stripping this
stripping this
guy down in the cockpit. Okay.
Is there anything like combat ribbons or anything like that? Any badging or anything in particular?
Nope. Pretty bland.
Okay.
You can infer just from watching the difference in the uniforms from the pilots that you've seen to this person in particular, and you can infer that mostly it is a color coding system, right? So whereas this guy has more like a grayish uniform, kind of drab, the pilot uniforms, which match the uniform that Hawkins has on still, is this deep blue color, deeper than a navy, but more less drab, I guess. It's more of a brilliant blue, but it is a very dark blue uniform.
So to quote a certain Goomba on YouTube, real ninjas wear blue? No.
Yeah, pretty much.
What would the sigil be on the uniform I have? Like, what would that say my rank?
Yes, so it has they are officers' uniforms.
Okay.
So it has an officer ranking and also has the flight pin. So the ace pilot pin on there. So that's the Trident pin that Light Rider pointed out.
Trident team.
Yeah, so essentially you're Alpha Squadron. And it was you and your other squad mates who were awarded that pin. So.
Okay, so Ralph is basically taking all the engineers' clothing and equipment, tied them up as best they can, gagged them in the cockpit, just so he
This
can't.
poor guy
even
and
if he
nothing
does
but like
wake up,
he's got like a wife beater and his boxers on now. Like just
pretty much.
This guy's just doing this for his family, and he just gets rocked.
Yep. I will say as Ralph is doing this, Hawkins, you're kind of keeping your eyes peeled on the surroundings, and you notice 3 other officers in the similar blue color coming out of the officers' quarters and into the hangar. And one of them you recognize. I have to find him.
How do all these people know the enemy?
So,
Friends are back in high school.
you
That's
see,
that's my OOC voice chat, just so you know.
you see this figure, tall, a little bit more on the muscular side for a pilot, but still very much thin, with around his belt. Like there's no notable weaponry, which you do notice the other 2 have a standard issue plasma sword on their belt. But dark brown, almost blackish hair, and distinctly of the 3, clearly out of uniform, is wearing a bomber jacket.
Ah, wonderful. Very distinct. And okay, cat. I'm sorry. Uno momento.
Kitty!
Wait, something's gonna happen to derail stream with a cat every time.
Kitty!
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry. Yes. So I clearly know this individual.
Yes, you do.
I quickly, duck just to the floor.
Okay. All right. Yeah, they advance up towards the 2 of them kind of flank off and advance towards 2 of the jets who are still docked next to you, and they go ahead and make their maneuvers out of the hangar. The 3rd with the jacket in the middle. He comes towards your craft, but there is another one just to the side of it. And he kind of, as he's advancing, kind of stops and does a double take, like just looking at the ship.
Oh, wow.
And kind of just walks up towards it, runs his fingers on it, and is just inspecting it. And you can see this face of nostalgia as he gets a little misty-eyed, looking and kind of just touching this fighter jet that you're in.
Wow.
So,
Captain. Oh, wrong voice.
Oh, there goes our cover. I know that guy.
should I try to just play him off like I am repairing oxygen scrubber, or?
Yeah. You get him out of here. This is not good.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay. So Ralph's gonna kind of stand up, just making like a big stretch, because make like he's been cramped down in the back end of this cockpit, like trying to reach at something, and just start grumbling something and kind of kick the rear bulkhead of the cockpit.
Okay. He kind of snaps
play it
out
off
of
like
his.
He doesn't see anybody there yet.
Yeah, he kind of you see him kind of like jump a little bit, and like it very clearly like snaps him out of whatever trance that he was in. And he looks up at you and he says, "Oh, my apologies. This ship. I knew someone who piloted one that was just like this. It just brought back some memories. Continue on about your work. I apologize." And he turns around and heads towards his jet and just pauses for a moment.
So Ralph's basically sorry, I hear narration voice.
You're good.
So Ralph's basically gonna just kind of go, turn and look at him and give him a quick nod and watch him walk off. And as he sees them kind of start to slow down, Ralph's gonna give another kick to the bulkhead and take out a spanner and just kind of start whacking on something as he ducks back down. And he goes, thank you, sir. I'll just, these older models, you know how they get. I just need a little persuasion. Thank you.
And he turns around and he says, yeah, be gentle with the thrusters. They require a more tender touch. Do you want some help, maybe? It's been a while since I've flexed my mechanic muscles, but,
No, thank you, sir. I'm a very large individual. As you can see, there's not much else room for just me in here. So, but I appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
yeah. Okay. And he turns back around and enters into his jet and leaves.
Ralph's just gonna kind of thunk on his ass and right in the cockpit and go, "Oh, I can't believe that worked. He's gone. Thank you very much." Oh.
And for the moment, you don't know how long, but for the moment, the cargo bay, or sorry, this dock.
The fighter bay.
Yeah, the fighter bay, the dock, is empty for the most part, outside of the animated, the mechanized drones, repaired robots.
Hey, Captain, I think it is safe after that. I did not see anyone else when I stood up, so I believe we can move about.
Yeah, let's go find Knight Rider. I don't like that he's alone on here.
Yeah, it's too dangerous. Too many eyes, and
Him in
if
his
you know
mouth.
somebody here, you will have to explain this later, sir.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
All right, let's go.
As you disembark out of the jet, you hear just kind of in the back of your skull, it's more of a pressure, and then it kind of comes forward into your ears, this ringing, as you hear over the lattice. Zero, if you're out there. I hope you're alive.
Now the
In
lattice being,
In Ed's voice. And that's it.
or is that just Resta?
That's just Rest.
Just me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As we exit the vehicle,
Kind of gives you a headache. You get a little bit of vertigo. It's been
just kind of brace onto it a little bit for sure.
Ralph will be kind of standing under him in case he falls.
You're just kind of gonna look at where the ship went, shake his head, and then start walking down where Light Rider went.
All right. Easily enough, you navigate your way to the hallway. At this point, it's probably been a hot minute since that whole confrontation happened with the guard squad. So, Darius, Light Rider, what are you guys doing?
I'm standing here still.
Okay.
I turned and look at Light Rider, and
I assume you're not here alone. Where's your team?
Listen, I'm going to tell you like I told the other guy. I'm just in the wrong place at the wrong time right now.
Bullshit is not something I take lightly.
I mean, okay. It's good to know.
I'll ask you again. Where is your team?
I mean, like, I'm not sure what kind of team we're talking about here. Are you talking about, like, my debate team? Are you talking about, like, the wiffle ball team? Like, I don't understand. You talking about my favorite? I really am not sure what you mean. What do you mean team?
I know you're here with a group. You didn't get here alone.
I mean, none of us got here alone. We all have a mother and a father, and
I
how
lean
would
in
any of
just
us
a
be
little bit
anywhere
closer.
alone? I mean, there's people all over this ship. Of course I didn't get here alone.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Neither did you. Did you get here alone? Who'd you come with? How are you, by the way? I don't even know who you are, by the way. Hi. What's your name?
Chimera. That's all you need to know. I am Chimera.
Okay, well, that's not much of a name, but all right. So what are we doing here? I guess is my real question. Like, am I free to go, or? Because I really don't have answers to all of your questions. I wish I did. I don't think I'm giving you the answers that you're looking for. So maybe you should find someone else that could. I mean,
As I stand there looking at him, piercing through his body with my eyes, you can see the glow, the green glow on my biometrics and whatnot just start to turn red.
I'm committed to this at this point. I cannot move from this course of action. I am fully committed to I don't know what you're talking about. And
love it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Serious Person, but like clearly, as everybody else said earlier, I'm just some dumb kid in their father's old uniform that I got out of surplus. I genuinely...
How close are we to coming down the hallway to seeing this?
Yeah, so this, like, both of those scenes were kind of taking place simultaneously. So at this point, as you've kind of made your way, being sure to avoid patrols and things of that nature, with Hawkins's guidance, you're able to get there pretty quickly. And as you get ready to round the corner, you see this glow first. At first, it's this green glow kind of cast upon the metallic walls, and it slowly fades into red as you round the corner, and you see Light Rider confronted with this.
I mean, JD, that's how your chat feels sometimes.
That's my job. This is what I do, boo-boo. This is why I'm good at what I do.
Love it, fam. Love it.
So you turn and you see Light Rider being confronted. You see him, like, his backside, right? And as you turn around the corner, the source of this red glow comes into focus for you, and you see this. How tall are you? How tall is?
5'11".
5'11". So you guys are about the same height. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, about the same height, but definitely one has a much more threatening presence. As you see this humanoid, but with like tubing and ports just kind of all over the place, and this, like, these glowing like biometric scanners, like, across the chest and into the flight suit.
So RG Borgman.
RG Boardman, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Only two colors, though, man.
Yeah.
Red and green.
Just RNG.
RNG.
Red and green Borgman.
RG Boardman. Yep.
But his back would be to us. Like,
no, Light Rider's back is to you.
Oh, so we lost the element of surprise instantly.
Immediately, yeah.
Oh, wicked. Yes,
Yep.
we're so good at this.
Yeah, but I'm still talking to him, so he's probably fairly
he's just
distracted.
as you get closer, you see the glow first, and that's the first thing that you see. But as you get closer, you just hear Light Rider just run in his mouth, just babble, just constant.
For a moment,
Like an Animal Crossing character.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just like contemplate.
I'm just
leave
staying
him
with,
or
I'm
don't
staying
leave
with the
him?
character. There's nothing else I can do. I mean,
Yeah.
is it like if I still believe I can sell this to this guy, even though I'm slowly losing hope.
So as I'm leaned in, looking Light Rider in the face, I glance just up over his shoulder.
Yep.
And I can see these two coming.
Yep. Yeah.
And neither
But one
are
of them-
small.
And the
One of them
second
catches
that
my
he-
attention more than the other.
Absolutely.
Please say
And the
it's Ralph.
second that he does that, I reach
Say
around
it's
behind him and pull one of his hoses out of the
Are you
back of his
tired of
helmet.
being
Ralph is
recognized?
Like 270 pounds, so yeah, I mean, he would garner attention.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this big
One's
hulking
definitely
dude.
out of place, but the other one is familiar. So they both draw your attention for sure.
Right.
But less
And
in
while
like
his-
a less in a I know you and more of like I know of you kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. So I like stand up away from Light Rider, totally ignoring his babble now, staring directly, piercingly,
Fuck.
staring directly.
This stream brought to you by the adverb piercingly.
Piercing.
Okay, now question.
Uh-huh.
Do I
Something
have
smells
any weapon
familiar.
on me of any kind?
Do you have a what?
Any type of weapon of any kind on me?
That's up to you. Did you guys go armed?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
no, I think the question
No.
is, I think the question is, were we able to go armed and it not set off any alarms or anything? If so, I can't imagine we wouldn't at least bring a sidearm of some sort or some type of concealed weapon.
Yeah, I would say that
with us.
it was probably pretty easy for you to like just with the uniform in and of itself. It does have like a firearms pocket on the
Okay.
leg essentially. So it would be pretty easy for you to bring in a standard issue silenced pistol.
Okay.
Ooh, silence.
Yeah, they're stealth.
I mean,
Cozen, bud.
what I would I am trying for any opportunity for this guy to be distracted. He has nobody else
Yeah.
with him. It's just him.
Yep, and
He's
you
a guy in
definitely
a
get that
suit.
opportunity as
So I want to take
in the
advantage of
chest.
that opportunity. And no, I mean I just want to take him hostage because we need to know who this guy is.
Okay.
We need to incapacitate him. So I think that what I would like to do is, as soon as his attention is not on me, I want to reach up and yank one of the hoses out of the back of his helmet
Oh,
and pull my gun and hold it to the back of his head.
My
Yo,
guy.
this is why JD would make a terrible cop. 0 de-escalation skills.
damn!
Just
Yeah.
escalation. That's
0
it.
to a million real
Um,
quick.
Okay.
Shoot him in the knee. That's what I was
so
Did you not see that coming?
so assuming
Okay.
we're green all around, everybody cool with that? Everybody cool with that that's involved?
thinking. Sorry?
Yep.
Mr. Wisepork, you good? Okay. All right. Assuming we're
Green
green
lights all around.
Green lights all around. Okay, then I'm going to need a mobility test from Darius and a power test from Light Rider.
Let the fun begin.
Damn it, Cal.
So, that's a 20 again?
Yeah, a D20.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said you rolled
But
a
he
20.
rolled a
That-
20.
oh my
Yeah, I
goodness.
thought he
down.
rolled a
He
20.
just died.
Yeah.
No, I
My
rolled
power-
a 9.
My
Power
power is
test.
13,
Uh-huh.
and I rolled a 12.
Nice. Okay. All right.
I rolled a 9,
And your
and I'm
power.
16 mobility.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So
This might be fun.
So as you Light Rider, as you go to you do manage to slip around him and grab onto the hose, but before you can get like a good enough grip to yank, Chimera, as you've known him, kind of just grabs your arm and just freaking like coup d'etats you over his shoulder straight
Judo.
onto your back.
It's Nanage. Just
Yeah, I don't know the actual fucking word for it, Theo. All right, I'm not a martial artist. I'm just illustrating.
He just yeeted me.
throws you over your shoulder. You land on your back with a, and he just he doesn't hold on to you, but he's definitely like prepared for you now, and the element of surprise is gone.
Well, I sure hope you guys are close enough.
Yeah, so,
So,
you guys definitely witnessed this happen. And what do you two want to do as now Light Rider is flat out on his back, had the wind knocked out of him, and just this figure is standing there pretty menacingly, but not necessarily making moves to initiate combat. That was very much just a self-defense
Did I pull
maneuver.
the hose out though?
Nope.
well,
When he threw me, I didn't get the hose?
Nope.
Oh!
You touched
So
my
Ralph's
hose.
pretty much
you
gonna
didn't
give,
get
like-
the hose.
You definitely yanked the
Hawkins.
hose, but it was not a full
They were good
yank.
I didn't yank the hose
You didn't
enough.
yank the
Guys,
hose
yeah,
enough.
exactly.
Look, you're gonna need more
I,
practice.
I
You're
need a
not
little more
proficient
grip.
in
bud.
yanking of hoses.
I just think I probably didn't yank it enough times. Okay.
So Ralph's gonna kind of give Hawkins like one of them little like shoulder bumps like to the side, and be like, just like, come on, and he's gonna start running down the hall.
Yeah.
That
juggernaut,
that train sound.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
so great.
Yeah.
And he's gonna basically take one of Light Rider's legs, try to scoot him along the floor back towards Hawkins, and put himself between Light Rider and Chimera,
Appreciate that.
and just kind of stare him down because
I
he
appreciate
obviously didn't do anything after the throw,
Mhm.
but he's not gonna let him do anything else.
Yeah. Get the chance.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just gonna be one of those silent moments. He's just like,
Okay. So
Yeah.
as you're
Guns
piercing-
drawn.
yeah, as your focus shifts from this person who you've been trying to get information out of, is not cooperating with you, and now has tried to attack you. Your focus shifts from him and the anger building up inside of you of having to
You're
deal
really
with this
pissed.
bullshit. You just hear these footsteps of this like pretty massive person just coming straight on like a fucking freight train at you. As Ralph is now standing probably within less than a foot of you.
I mean, imagine a full-size gorilla.
definitely in arm's reach.
Yeah.
Nose to nose.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
not nose to nose because it's more like nose to chest.
Man, bear,
Ah.
pig.
Yeah.
Well,
Man, bear pig.
Because
Wow.
Ralph is like 6'5".
Yeah,
So,
I forget. Yeah, he's like, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Ralph's big.
Damn
And
boy,
thick.
he's thick. He's thick.
He's thick. Oh lordy, he coming. Yeah, it's a
So-
very oh lordy, he coming moment.
Oh, that thick. Damn.
Yeah, 2 C's.
Okay, I should have said this earlier. Ralph is basically a heavy weapons guy in
Yep.
space.
Yep.
Awesome.
So,
So, like, when he stops and he's staring me in the face,
I am
I
looking
take-
down.
yeah,
Yeah,
down
very
at
like-
me in the face. I take a step back with my left foot, just kind of like bracing myself for a combat stance,
mhm.
but not raising my hands and looking dead in his face, looking up into his giant demeanor.
I have
I
no
would-
qualms with you. I'm here for the Lodium. That is all.
There you go.
Wait a minute. A second ago, you just said you were here for me and that you'd been looking for me.
You know
So
that
Ralph's
guy?
just,
I just saved your ass. If that's
Ralph's
your
gonna
way
be
of
looking
saying
back
thank
and forth
you,
between the two.
you're welcome.
Say,
Light Rider, is that true? Was there
What
trouble
happened?
here before he arrived?
I mean, now that you mention it, it's kind of possible, actually. It's
I will take that as a
More
yes.
of a yes or no question.
well,
But,
no, I mean,
uh,
but there's a gray area here, guys. I mean, it's very probable that he is full of crap right now because they were scared to death of this guy a minute ago. And there were some other guys that they didn't really have me. I was about to get out of it. It was going to be fine. I had it completely under control. But I'm just saying, it was completely under control. And then this guy with the throat problem, I don't know what that's from, but he like came up and yeah, I mean, it's
Light
possible
Rider,
that he
Light
just
Rider.
saved my butt. It's possible that he just saved my butt.
I know what your version of under control means, so
Did we die?
I have an idea of what
Did we
happened.
die? Ralph, are we dead right now yet?
Not
Not
yet, no.
Okay, so
But,
until we're
but you, my new
let's
friend,
just
may
table
want
that
to.
for now, and let's keep on. Let's just stay on target, buddy. By the way, hey, thank you. That was actually very deft. Did you take those extra ballet classes on the off season? Because you're like light on your feet. Like the way you swung me out of the air, that was pretty good.
Light Rider, later.
Sorry, I'm a little bit amped up right now. Okay, it's been a bit of a mission, and there was no planning done, and I just feel like we could think these things through a little bit better.
We have a sandwich for him again.
As he
I
finishes
am
that
hungry.
sentence, yelling out, can I? Does that
Yeah.
voice echo
You-
through the hallway?
You
though?
definitely
I'm sure the
hear
whole ship
this
knows we're here at
yelling.
this point.
Hey,
Also,
listen.
I will say that Chimera and Hawkins, you guys both would notice a distinct lack of patrols while this is happening. But yes, so Callister, you're not very far from them, but you're far enough to not be able to actually make out what they're saying, but you can definitely hear the yelling as it rings through the metallic walls of the ship.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, I'm gonna like get on the radio and call out and just be like, so, Casey, this might be a little bit too much, but can I get you guys over here so we can get this pickup and get the hell out of here? Sounds like it might be getting a little hot here. I'm not sure.
You wait for a moment for a response. And your receiver picks up, but it's nothing but static.
I call back again, Casey. Casey, come in.
Again, no response. You wait for another beat and just hoping that the worst hasn't happened, but you definitely feel that pit in your stomach.
Fuck. Okay. I'm just going to start kind of like briskly walking back towards my ship.
Okay.
Towards my mecha.
Okay.
So, as we're kind of still dealing with this, trying to quiet down Light Rider, Ralph's just going to turn back to Chimera. And you, my new friend, might want to think twice before doing anything else rash. I saw your foot. Not a good idea. We are here for the same thing. I think we can help each other.
Hey, listen, I don't care what we do as long as we just get the heck out of here.
Yeah, fighting in a hallway on this ship, not a good idea.
I do agree. So enough of the banter. Let's look what we're here for.
To that point,
Very good.
It's right over there.
Yeah.
It's in the room right down the hall.
To that
Let's go.
point, Hawkins, as you say, fighting in this hallway, not a good idea. You hear a single set of footsteps coming from the hallway that you guys came from. And before you really have time to react, Ed rounds the corner. And he just kind of just
frozen.
Stops. Does like a double, triple take, and just stares at you.
Yeah. Frozen. Just like eyes wide, like, oh shit. Drop the electric bar. Drop that.
Yeah.
Out of just pure, just whoa.
And he just looks at you and he's like, Gray? Is that you? Am I fucking seeing things?
Hey, Ed.
What the fuck are you doing here?
Wait, you guys know each other?
So, yeah, Ralph's going to, like, almost immediately snap away from Chimera, but kind of, like, not twisting in place, but turning off to the side so Chimera isn't directly behind him.
Like a window. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, and just because he heard somebody say Hawkins' name, and he's like, just in his head, who knows his name here?
Yeah. Yeah. He just kind of, Ed kind of gestures back towards the hangar, and that ship. You shouldn't have fucking flown it back in here, Gray. You're gonna get caught.
Yeah. Well, it looks like I already am.
Yeah, well, lucky for you, I don't give a shit about the rest of command.
Oh.
What the hell is going on here?
Captain.
Who the hell are you?
That was out of character. That was not Gray's reaction. That was me like, oh shit, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What?
He kind of he advances on your position, and he comes up. Do you let him? Do you stay still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He comes up and he just freaking like grabs you both shoulders and just. You son of a bitch! You're so fucking lucky you got away when you did. I can't believe you're alive.
I actually don't know what the hell is going on around here. I really the last one to know anything.
So Ralph's just going to kind of slowly advance. And while Light Rider's, being Light Rider and starting to make a lot of noise, just kind of puts his hand on his head like, stop talking.
And Darius just leans up against the wall, adjusting the tube that Light Rider grabbed at, kind of just dusting himself off, waiting.
Adjusting your tube. Got it.
Yanking it.
Just giving her a pull, bud. Make sure she's still there.
No more than 3. No more than 3.
2 C's.
2 hands.
So, Ed has just kind of got you both of his freaking like super muscular hands just gripping into your shoulder and like it ow. It kind of hurts a little bit.
Just kind of bring the hand up to slap the side of it to stop.
Sorry.
It's good to see you.
Man, I thought you were dead. For sure.
We're all gonna be dead if we don't figure out what the hell is going on and get out of here.
Just squeeze on his head. Stop.
The unfortunate thing is I do kind of agree with him.
So,
I hate to break up the family reunion here, sir, but like, what is the plan here? I know I keep harping on this whole we don't have a plan thing, but we're standing in the middle of a hallway in an alien craft, and we still haven't done.
Yeah, you won't have to worry about.
You
won't have to worry about patrols for a minute.
We have to worry about patrols.
Well, there might be an engine failure right now that they're dealing with.
What did you do?
You
None of your business.
sabotaged. Then, Captain, we should get the things we're here for quickly.
Yeah, Ed, we're here for...
You're here for the light sails, aren't you?
And...
Look, you're gonna need someone to cover your ass getting out of here. Because... Yeah, well, you're 2 doors down on the left over there. Yep.
Don't you go anywhere yet. I am watching
Is this
you.
like an intergalactic supermarket where people just pull up and steal whatever they want off of this ship and then leave? With the help? Who are you and how do you know him?
That is a long fucking story that we don't have time for right now, but...
Then we need to talk on the move.
We can talk on the move. So... The light sails. They're up near the bow of the ship. The mechs. It's really fucking heavily guarded. You're not going to get past it. You're just not. Unless you have a distraction.
I thought you just said that the engine was out.
The engine is out, but they will not leave their post for those light sails.
That is for engineers, but
I'm just going to put it out
What would
there.
make them leave their post?
The talkative one works as a great distraction.
As tempting as that is, I still need them. What would cause them to leave their post?
Explosions are always good.
An explosion, yeah, would
There you
definitely
go.
trigger that. Also, any of the other cargo bay doors opening. You want the Lodium.
But if we open as many as we can and drop what we need to the planet.
Yeah, that'd do it. Also, the ion cannon scrap. There's a lot of that salvage just scattered kind of throughout the ship. They would be real pissed if that got into the wrong hands.
So we open as many cargo bays doors as we can once we reach suborbital trajectory.
That would definitely
The
work.
original plan.
That would definitely work.
And let's do it. And we can catch up with everything. Our new friend here can pick up what he needs as well.
Here's the thing,
calling him
though.
our friend. He's a dick. He tried to kill me just a few minutes ago. What are you talking about, friend?
Look, there's a wrench in the plans though that I gotta. There's a wrench in the
Yes.
plans that I gotta warn you guys about.
I was.
First of all,
saving
but
myself.
before I do, I want the fuck off this jet. I want off this ride.
Okay.
Then help
What do you
us
mean,
get some
okay?
mechs,
We
too.
can't. You're just gonna take.
Yeah.
He got away.
How do we know he's not a spy and this whole thing isn't just a setup?
Wait,
I mean,
are you
I'm either gonna come with you guys, or I'm gonna like find another way
Captain.
to get onto Elnax. And
I think.
Captain, are you telling me that Aeon soldiers are conscript?
Yeah.
Wait, you
He
saying
wants
that
to-
you used to be an Aeon? Hold the hell on.
still
It
is
would
technically.
explain why he
Smell
has the
Aeon.
ship, why he knows how to fly it.
Can we talk about this later?
I
Agreed.
think that's probably
let
a
us
good idea.
go.
I'd rather live to fight another day.
So
right
I'm
now.
coming with you guys,
Lodium?
right?
Yes.
Sales,
Cool. All
Max, we
Sure,
must
why
go.
not?
Yeah. So wrench in the plans. One of the cargo bays with the Lodium also has they've got Void Maw on board.
What you mean the
Yeah.
thing we saw?
Yep.
Is it contained?
For now, about as much as you can contain a creature like that. But
It's been continuous.
Wait, what do you?
I got a really
he
good
knows
idea.
it's good, this is not good.
I got a really good idea.
Oh, if you say let the thing loose on the ship, I will
I mean,
crush
why
your head
not?
like a
You're
grape.
looking for a distraction. This seems like the perfect distraction as long as it's
Oh.
facing a different direction than we're facing.
Although he may talk too much, I believe he is correct.
Oh, why is somebody agreeing with this tiny
That's
maniac?
point. Okay, I
You know-
actually,
Ralph,
I'm
you know
starting to
I'm
like
not
you more.
normally down with this.
You don't
Oh.
really
But
have a
it's
leg to
not
stand
a
on right now with me. I
sound
don't think that
plan.
I'm going to listen to a damn thing that you say because you haven't been upfront with us about a damn thing so far.
I
So,
don't think.
how about I'm going to save my own self and you play footsie with your new friend here from the, the enemy that we've been fighting my entire life.
Fine. If it will make him stop, let's use his plan. Let's go.
Thank you.
We don't
Thank
have
you.
time for this.
Let the
Yeah.
alien demon thing loose on
Let it out.
these
How do we
a-holes.
do this? We need to move quickly. We cannot all go
All
as
right.
one group. We have to move fast.
the Void Maw are on the starboard side of the ship. The light sails are on the port. So we're gonna have to split up.
I will go with our new friend to the Lodium. Light Rider, since you quote unquote don't trust the captain right now, why don't you keep an eye on him and his friend?
That's actually the last place I want to be, but that's fine.
Listen, if I try to kill you, I'll give you a free shot.
Well, we need teams of 3 teams.
Yep.
Light Sails, Lodium, Void Maw. Right now we only have 2.
That's true.
I call
he
Void
said
Maw.
that he said that the Void Maw is in.
It's with the
A bay
Lodium.
with
It's
Lodium.
Yeah, in
Is
a
the
The
in
Void
a
Void
bay
Maw's with the
Lodium.
Lodium, and I have to eject the Lodium anyway. So
Okay.
how about I eject the Lodium?
Kill 2 birds with 1
free
stone.
Free the.
Yeah.
There's birds. I thought it was
No,
a Void
it's-
Maw.
Oh,
It's an expression. Anyway, we should move because that engine's gonna get fixed any minute now, and they're gonna be back on patrol. So,
They have a better
Let's
engineering
go.
team than
All
we
right.
do, clearly.
well, yeah.
Fair enough.
Fast
All right,
fix.
he's
What do they
a
got?
little funny.
Scotty
You
on
have
the
to give
bridge.
him that. You have to give him that.
Scotty
We-
in engineering. Jeez.
We do have comms, right?
Yeah.
This is out of-
Yes,
Okay.
we have
Yeah.
comms.
Okay.
Yeah, you have short
Okay,
range comms.
So then I am going to head over there and keep in communication with y'all. And
Okay. Cool. So, who's going with who? Just so that I know.
So I think the idea was for me to go with Darius wherever we're gonna go, which I think would
Okay.
be the Lodium and the Void
Same
Maw.
spot, yeah.
yep.
And
Yeah.
we're going
Well,
for
there's-
the.
Where? Okay.
No, you guys wouldn't be going to the Lodium. You guys would have to be going for the sails.
Yeah.
I'm getting the Lodium, and that's
Well,
easy
isn't-
because we're just ejecting the Lodium.
Well, then that's got to switch then. So then Light Rider would have to go with Darius, and then I would have to go with Hawkins and Ed towards the sails and mechs.
It's up to you
And
guys.
What was the third team for?
For the max. They're not in the
Yeah.
same. Are they in the same area or are they not?
No, they're in separate areas. They're on 2 completely different sides of the ship.
But the
They
sails
are-
are next to the mechs. You said
The sails are attached to the mechs.
right.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so no, wait. If we're getting, so we only need 2 teams still.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought,
Yeah,
I
we
thought,
need
I
to
thought
take
it
the
was
teams that
have the
two
sails
separate
on them.
you
No,
guys
the
need to get.
Yeah, they're attached. So it's like
taking
they're
the
straight up
mechs.
wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're taking the
Yeah.
mechs,
Yeah.
so they've
Okay.
got to get there to start the mechs up and get things
Yeah,
ready for us to get over there.
We
And-
know how to pilot them,
right.
Yep.
so
So
we'll go
So-
max.
do we?
Yes.
So do we want to let just those two go because they know the ship,
I mean,
or do
No,
we
'cause I
add a
don't trust-
third?
I don't
Darius
tru-
knows the ship too.
yeah, I mean, but I don't think you're. I
But
don't
they-
think
Yeah,
we
but I
want to
think
let
Ralph
Darius
you guys
lure
don't
this
know
guy
that.
out of
No, I
range.
think-
I
No,
don't
no.
know that.
Yeah.
I think Hose Guy comes with me. We do that, and you take the rest of the group over to the
I am
mechs.
Bane.
You've been nicknamed now.
Because
Yeah,
he's not
apparently.
going to trust. I wouldn't think he's going to trust me to get his stuff off the ship, and I'm not really trusting him right now. So
Okay.
So
It kinda makes
it's
sense that
almost
the
like
two of us
Hawkins and Ed go off on their own then, because Ralph would stand out
And
going towards the light sails and the mechs.
you're
I
going to
feel
have to
like
get
we're
to the
gonna need
mechs,
Ralph
though.
for the Void Maw and the Lodium.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're gonna need the muscle to move
Yeah.
that heavy
Mhm.
heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ralph
So
has to
three
go
of us got to
with-
go for the Lodium and
Yeah.
Void Maw, and then we have to trust Hawkins and his friend to get the mechs with the sails.
Well, I trust you with this guy more than I trust Hawkins and the other guy. So yeah, I have to go with them to the mechs to make sure that we can get out of here.
Okay, so Hawkins, Ed, Light Rider going towards the mechs.
Max.
Okay, and then Ralph and Darius are going towards the Lodium and the Void Maw?
Yeah.
Okay,
Which I think was the original plan.
cool.
Well, yeah, but we needed to know why we were doing it.
It's all good.
It's like a
Hey,
circle.
it's all
That's what
good.
I said.
There's
We
lots
got
of
it. We're good.
circular
We're good.
talking
We're
that
good.
happens
We're
in
good.
tabletop games. It's fine.
Not a
It's
problem.
still all green. We're good.
Yep, totally fine. Okay, cool. Cool. So, you guys take your respective paths, and just for the sake of brevity, because the patrols are still pretty scarce, I'm gonna go ahead and cut over to Light Rider and Darius first, and also Callister
No.
as yeah.
No, because Light Rider's with Hawkins and Ed.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's-
two first,
it's
and
Ralph and
Callister.
Darius.
Okay, cool. So, sorry, Darius and Ralph first.
There we go.
Let's go. big
Don't split the
fella.
party. It gives the DM a headache. That's what we've learned today. Anyway, so as this is
You
happening,
gave us 16 objectives.
yeah, exactly. It's
On
supposed to be
7 sides
complicated.
of the
Equals
ship.
16,
Yep,
sure. Yeah.
it's supposed to be complicated.
I'm not
Trust
good with
me.
math.
So, as this is happening, Callister, you definitely overheard the yelling, just an indistinct, just raised voices essentially. And as you're trying to get in contact with the rest of your team, you're being met with static. You're not really sure where your positioning is right now as far as where a potential blackout might occur. But as you are leaving, the cargo bay, you round the corner back towards your ship and you hear approaching footfalls, but these are faster paced and one distinctly more metallic and another distinctly heavier than a typical patrol would be. So what are you doing?
Thunk, clink, thunk, clink, thunk, clink.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so that definitely doesn't sound like a regular like shunking of.
Definitely not a
Footsteps.
patrol, yeah.
Okay.
There's no lockstep here.
So before I like get to my, I guess back to my mech, I want like just kind of like hold back in the doorway of the, before I get into the hallway to just kind of like hang back and like take a look like over my shoulder to see if I
Okay.
can see them coming down the hallway.
Yeah, as you're kind of like taking a look over your shoulder, just peeking out from an ingress in the wall, like an alcove rather, kind of just peeking over. You see this greenish glow kind of come around the corner first, and then you see the figure of Darius first, and then just behind him, a towering figure, very built, and they look like they're running together.
Hey, Headlight, can't you turn that thing off? People will know we're coming.
Got it. So yeah, as I see him like step in, I'm gonna like just duck back in, get back on the radio and radio out. Casey, I don't know where the fuck you guys are right now, but I'm gonna need you over here by the Lodium sides. Come pick this stuff up, quick. Out. And then just like kind of get ready and brace myself if I'm gonna have to like get ready for a fight or something.
Okay. Yeah, so these two figures continue to advance and actually start to head towards the same cargo bay that you just came out of. And either Ralph or Darius, I need one of you to go ahead and roll if either of you are proficient in espionage. If not, then one of you two needs to roll in athletics.
I'm definitely not in any espionage.
Okay.
I have intellect and coax, so
Okay. Do either of you have athletics?
no,
Okay.
I don't.
So then I'm
No.
going to go ahead and do one of you two can do either a systems check or a power test. One of the two.
I
you
can
guys
do
decide.
a power test.
Okay.
Right.
All right. We're going for brute strength here. We're breaking down the door.
14 on a 17.
Okay. Yeah. So as you come up and you're presented with this keypad, essentially, to unlock the cargo bay doors, Ralph is just, we don't have time for this, and just barrels in and just punches it. And immediately alarms go off, but the doors do open. So now the entire ship is blaring with red light, and just these alarms are ringing as the other squad is advancing towards the light sails as well. So, Callister, from your position, you see these two new figures head into the cargo bay. What are you doing?
As soon as I like lean back out to check, I see him like blast through the door, and all of a sudden the alarms start going off, and I just kind of like look over and shake my like dumbfounded blank face.
As Ralph
What the
punches the
fuck?
door too, it's just knock, knock.
I'm just shaking my head.
Can
That's
I just
one
like
way to make an entrance.
Hey, you said we don't have time. Let's go.
can I just like stealth behind him then?
Yeah. You
Just
going
like
back
kind of
in?
follow them and like
Yeah.
keep a little bit of a distance, but
Yeah.
like follow them in.
Absolutely.
Cool.
So you two, Ralph, and I keep pointing here because that's where you guys are on OBS
That's
Ninja,
fine.
but
Yeah.
Ralph, and for our viewers, Ralph and Darius, you guys enter into this hangar bay as the alarm lights are giving this dim red glow throughout the entire area, and you see these large shipping containers, which Darius, you would know these are the Lodium containers.
Right.
But also off over to the side, you see this just like lump with a tarp, like a huge tarp laid over it.
Okay.
Let me guess. The big thing that doesn't look like the other things is the scary thing.
I would say so. Those crates, that's Lodium. What's under that tarp? I'm assuming Void Maw.
All right. How about this? You get the Lodium near the cargo bay doors so they blow out when we're ready to go. I will try to maneuver this thing and point the door towards the corridors.
Okay.
Whatever you say.
Okay.
And Ralph's going to try to get on comms. Captain Light Rider, I hope you are near your objective. This big angry beast here is going to be loose in the hallways soon.
Okay. So easily enough, the two of you find essentially just like worker mechs that you can kind of like strap on. They're basically just boots with like an exoskeleton that has like a
Forklift boots.
Yeah, forklift suits essentially.
Yeah.
So you can pretty easily use them to maneuver the crates, whether it be the containers of the Lodium or the Void Maw around. And Callister, you're witnessing all of this happening. You're hearing the comms communication. You don't hear the other side, but you can hear the larger figure speaking over his short range comms.
Right. So like as I'm like doing that, I'm just gonna like watch. Callister's just watching it all happen and kind of making sure that one, they don't touch the crate that I had already worked on.
Oh, they're touching all three crates.
Okay, they're
Oh, yeah.
already up on it. Okay, so
Yeah.
at some point, I guess like I would wait until a moment to go up and try to single off the red glowing guy.
Okay.
Maybe like in between the crates or something as he's like getting ready to go.
Okay.
So,
So-
oh wait, what?
Go ahead, Theo.
Completely unaware what's going on with Callister.
Yeah.
Ralph might just be kind of going, hello friend, I just realized something. If we push this against the door, we might be trapped. When these doors blow, we need a way out. Do you have one? And he's looking around and doesn't necessarily see him. And so once the container's against the corridor, he's just going to kind of just try to figure out what happens. Has no clue where those two are.
Okay. So, Callister, easy enough to do. As you see Darius walk towards where the exosuits are. It's kind of like in a side area. And as the bigger figure has already gotten strapped in and is maneuvering his cargo around, you see Darius kind of struggling to get all of the tubing and stuff into the exosuit, and can pretty easily take him by surprise.
Cool. So I just want to like just walk up behind, and basically all you hear is like the cocking of a blaster, just like as it like presses up behind her, and be like, "Hey, buddy, looks like you're here for the same thing, but I gotta tell you, you got your hands on my merchandise. I'm gonna have to ask you to step away from it really quick."
Haven't felt the cold steel in the back of my head in a while.
Well,
Nice of you to stop by. Didn't know your name was on any of this, though.
Well, it's on the other side of it, so. Anyways. How about you step back up and don't be too loud. I heard your friend over there is kind of looks a little big, so. So what are you guys here for? You're here for the load as well?
I don't believe I've told you anything yet.
Look. Criminal to criminal. We both know what's going on here, alright? I hear that going off. I saw your big guy bust through the door. You guys are here for all of this stuff here. And did I hear him say something about a void worm?
Void Maw.
A void maw?
Mm-hmm. Yep. You've heard stories about the Void Maw.
Okay.
But mostly it's just legend. They're supposed to be this like ancient primordial creature that essentially is just used in bedtime stories to scare kids to go to, from staying up too late.
Sure. So I'm gonna kind of like pull my gun up and like put my hands up and kind of just take a step back and be like, look, I don't want any fucking trouble with you guys. This is plenty of Lodium to go around. You guys I'll take this one. I only have enough to carry one anyway, so. How about we work together? We'll get this Lodium off of here and we'll just part ways. How about that?
I'm in no means of creating more of a team of dead bodies that I need to carry.
Sure.
But I do need help carrying this Lodium. So maybe we can work something out.
Perfect. And he kind of just like unengages his like blaster and puts it back down. He's like, name's Callister.
I'm Chimera.
Chimera. Okay. God damn, that's a pretty cool name. Anyways. Chimera. Well, like I said, I already kind of put a tracking beacon on this one, so we can get any help with this. You want to go make friends with your friend over there? I want to shoulder.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Okay. So, you kind of Darius, you take the time to push the other 2 containers forward towards the cargo bay exit doors, and are just kind of a little trepidatious about the one that has the beacon on it, and kind of bring it over a little bit further away to the side, just kind of denoting like, hey,
Just separating
Yeah.
it from the.
you got to
the
keep them
others coming in,
separated. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as this is going on, yeah. So I will say,
Can I get a close look on the tracking beacon while I'm moving things around?
Yeah.
I kind of just give it an
absolutely you
examination.
can. Yeah. It's a pretty standard issue, just tracking device. You've seen them used by all factions, pretty much.
Right.
Just a beacon that sends out a signal over a certain frequency and gives a ping location, essentially, to the person who has the frequency and the codes.
Okay.
So, as this is
So, Ralph-
happening, yep,
Sorry,
Ralph,
go ahead.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
No, I was
You're
gonna
the,
go
you're
back
the
to
GM.
I was gonna go back to you anyway. Ralph, what are you doing as this is happening?
All right. So, Ralph's gonna get this void maw cage pretty much jammed against the door, so it doesn't have anywhere else to go but out.
Mhm. I will
and
mention
turn
that there's
around.
2 crates.
There's 2 of
There's
these
2.
things.
Yep. And it's a big crate.
Well, he's only moving the one.
Mhm. Just some intel for you, just to consider.
So
I think I should come over the radio right now and go, hey guys, are you gonna get this done anytime soon?
So-
Because we're just like all over here waiting on y'all. So just
so
hoping. Yeah. Okay.
So, all right, so Ralph's going to turn back around, see a new figure helping Darius moving these crates, and just kind of do a double take. Darius, is that part? Or he doesn't know Darius yet. Chimera, is that part of your team?
I have no team. But-
Then who is this, and why are they helping?
We could use the extra hands.
Yeah, hi, I'm my name's Callister. I almost blew your friend's head off, so but we're cool now.
He was very persuasive. What can I say?
Okay, fine. We don't have time for this. I'm about ready to let this monster out. We don't want to be anywhere near it. Trust me, I have seen them. We need a way out of here as soon as it is gone.
Monster. You gonna release a monster on the ship?
Have you
Do you
not
know
heard
any
of
other
the
way
Void
to?
Maw?
Do you know any other way to get the Aeons distracted so we can get out of here safely?
A void maw. Oh my god. Well, you guys did make a ruckus, so I whatever gets you guys and me off of the ship.
So
Whatever.
So Ralph's basically looking to Darius, who obviously kind of knows the ship from the way he ran down the hall to the corridor.
Mhm.
So like we really need a way to be out of here so we're not spaced.
Yeah. So you would know that there's like the cargo bay doors, right, are huge. And that's just so that they can get cargo in and out of the doors and onto the ship or in other sections of the ship. But there also is like a smaller, just regular door, that's kind of over to the side. That's a Critical Role reference for anybody who watched Campaign
General
2.
door.
Regular
You see that
door.
The little door over there? That's our exit.
All right, and as long as it gets us away from this big baddie and back to a ship, a mech, anything that we can all get in, I am good with that.
Well, let's hope luck is on our side. Let's
All
move on.
right, I'll go with luck.
Captain, we are ready.
Okay. So, as
Can
you
I be the one to say release the hound?
Release the death puppy.
release the pupper. So
Operation
as you
Cuteness is a go.
you get everything up and ready to go and exit through the smaller door and are prepared to, one, hit the button Someone is prepared to hit the button on the cargo bay door. Whoever wants to do that, there is an external like eject button, and then someone else needs to be the one to hit the button on the void maw.
Who's the fastest?
I'm gonna say I'm probably the fastest.
Oh god.
Oh yeah.
So
A hiccup or a laugh?
It was a hiccup. But you
Maybe
have the
both?
highest mobility score out of the three, so.
So probably, Ralph would be standing at the far door, kind of grabbing the frame, expecting, the fight being blown out. And then also ready to reach out for Chimera should he dilly-dally in getting to the door after smacking that button.
Right. So I'm going to position myself
Unreal.
next to the button, almost in like a leaping kind of stance, that I'm gonna jump towards
Ralph.
And
Raphael Ivanovich,
yes,
aka Ralph.
yeah. As soon as the suction starts to happen.
Okay.
Oh.
So, as all that's happening, quick shift over to our other team as you guys are running down the hallway towards where Ed is leading you to the mechs with the light sails, and you get probably like maybe 150 feet down this hallway as alarms begin to blare. And Ed's just like, fuck. And just keeps running. It's like, come on, we gotta go. And
they found it.
Yep. And just
it was Ralph.
running.
You know it was Ralph.
Yeah, it's absolutely Ralph.
Ah.
All right. So you guys continue. You just continue to barrel down this hallway, and pretty quickly, you see several patrols kind of running past you, not paying any mind to you guys running the opposite direction, but just kind of running towards where the alarms are and catching quick glances. They recognize Ed immediately, and they just catch quick glances of the other two of you having pilot uniforms that fit, and there is a hangar bay down that direction, so it's not completely improbable that you would be heading that way. With that said, you guys do manage to make your way to the hangar bay. Ralph keys in a code, or sorry, not Ralph, Jesus. Ed keys in a code. So many names! And the doors open, and you are met with 3 gigantic, essentially Striker chassis mechs. They're very similar to the design of Captain Hawkins's mech, but they're sleeker. Right, there's less gaps in the exoskeleton, and on the back,
those are kind of nice.
Mm-hmm, on the back, you see these just massive, like wing type appendages on their back, as you can infer that these are probably the light sails that you're after.
Dibs on the blue one.
Sure.
Okay. You all mount up.
I'm gonna head over to. We're gonna get them started up. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mount
they're all
up.
purple.
Y'all mount up, and into your mechs, to be specific, because we have dirty minds in this group. Children.
Cats.
Theo has to
And
really
chat.
work on that, I think.
Yeah. So you guys
Work on
all
that, Theo.
embark onto into the mechs, and Light Rider, these controls are very foreign to you. However, the neural interface is not. As you kind of sit
Also,
back.
I'm a badass. I'll figure it out.
Also, you sit back in the seat, and very similarly to your own mech, the neural interface engages with the port on your back, and as much as you thought when you first got in here, this is fucking weird, it immediately just clicks as you meld with the machine around you, and all of this foreign technology just, it's like you've known how to pilot this thing your whole life. It's kind of weird. And it's unlike the interface between your mech. This one is more advanced, less painful, and just kind of an info dump. So you're kind of like, you kind of have like your ears are ringing a little bit. You have a little bit of vertigo because there's just a lot of information that just got uploaded to your brain, essentially. And you're having to take a moment to process it.
Drooling right now, just
just having to take a minute to process it as like the headache kind of starts to come in and then fades almost as quickly as it came. Hawkins, you and Ed embark, and just like riding a bike. Yep, and already gone. So, Light Rider, you've given the cue to everybody else, saying, "Hey, let's get the fuck off this ride."
Yeah, it's time to get out of here. So if they're already in their mechs too, right? I just follow them out. Yeah. I mean, we should just get the hell out. Okay.
So, the three of you, you hear over comms, Ralph, release the hounds, essentially, and simultaneously the cargo bay door opens, as well as you slam the button onto the of the Void Maw container, and all of you book it like hell back to the hangar, because that's the only place that you know how to get out is on that jet. Callister, however, runs the opposite direction to, you assume, where they came in. So you guys are all just booking it back to your respective vessels, and who is piloting? Actually, Darius, you would be booking it back to your mech as well.
Right.
Yep.
So Ralph would probably be following Darius to see if he get out with Darius.
Okay.
Because we're leaving the opposite side of the hangar bay. Ralph doesn't know where he is, and he doesn't want to go towards the Void Maw.
Well, the hangar bay where your
ship is.
where the ship is that you guys came in on, the Starfighter.
It's right there.
It's right. It's not far.
Yeah, but it's still towards the Void Maw, right?
Nope. Opposite direction. Well, it depends on which way the Void Maw goes, and right now the doors are still kind of opening, so.
I got a bad feeling about that.
Ralph doesn't know how to pilot that
Here's
plane.
where the
He's coming after your ass no matter where you go.
I mean,
Ralph doesn't know how to pilot the fighter, so I still think he'd be instinctually following Darius, because Darius said he had a way out.
Okay.
So
That's fair.
So then are we all running together, or are we still running other ways?
So yeah, for a little bit you guys would be running together, and then Darius and Ralph would split off towards Darius's mech, and you would split off towards your own as well.
All right. So I'll just, like, as they split off, I'll just, like, throw my hand up. Good stealing with you guys, and just run in there.
Okay.
Stay alive.
if we see you again, we will talk about this and maybe have a drinking laugh. Sorry, we talked over each other. I didn't hear him, unfortunately.
I just said to see you on the other side, big guy.
So, yeah, Ralph was offering a drink if we ever met again.
Okay.
Just salutes and heads down the hall.
Yeah, and as the so you see Callister as you get into your mech and start backing out of the corridor that you came in. One, the door behind you shut. It either closed behind you or someone potentially repaired it, seeing that there was a malfunction. But pretty easily, you're basically feet first coming out of this thing. You're like a breeched baby, and just give it a hearty kick, and the entire thing from where you weakened it earlier just pops out as the vacuum of space enters into this corridor and just sucks your mech out. And you're now free floating into space, and pretty quickly can get eyes on the Lodium shipments as they are free falling into Elnax's gravity.
Nice.
Along with the crate with the Void Maw in it.
Okay. So then I'm just like radio out and okay, see, I don't know where the hell you guys are at, but met some people. They were nice. I'm in my mech now, heading over to get the crate right now. Meet you guys over there. Rendezvous in 10.
You hear on the comms, over some pretty serious static, but still, you hear Casey call in, and say, Doku, we got a bit of a situation over here. Hurry your ass up. And as you kind of look a little bit farther, and your short range radar starts to ping enemies. As it
Perfect.
sounds like they've probably gotten themselves involved in a fight.
Oh, snap.
So,
Perfect. Great.
Darius and Ralph, as you are making your way towards Darius's mech, how
Making my way back to you, babe.
how exactly are you going to try and get Ralph into this mech?
Is going to be a tighter fit than the fighter, I take it.
Well, less of a tight fit and more of a different cockpit.
Yeah, because I'm hybrid
Mm-hmm.
and I'm connected to a lot of it.
Yep, that you are.
Yeah,
God.
not a lot of space for
I think you're
other
screwed,
things.
Ralph.
Is there any maybe kind of airtight container Ralph could be jammed into for the descent?
Without oxygen?
Back with the void
You're
maw.
6'5".
I said airtight. Only for a descent.
I would say that just in general, even though you are pretty much like super hooked into the interface, there's enough room for Ralph to barely squeeze in, but it is a squeeze. Yeah,
thank
you're like
God.
contorted
You
in
pass a
there.
dexterity check.
Yeah,
Contortionism. Is that a stat?
yeah, right.
Supposed to be.
As you disengage the mag locks and start crawling your way backwards out the corridor that you entered, and can pretty easily open the door behind you in a similar manner to Callister. Just blow it off the hinges per se, and just get sucked out into space. The rest of you,
Get your elbow
Before
out of
we-
my face.
What kind of wrong voice?
Before I completely fly my mech out of this hangar,
Mhm.
I'm gonna assume that in this hangar there might be some sort of fuel tanks or munitions just laying around. Yeah.
You would be correct in assuming that. Yes, there's
All
definitely
right.
fuel tanks.
So how's about I go ahead and call in and make sure everybody's off this rock and we blow this bird in half from the inside out? Because I
Okay.
mean, I feel like it's a missed opportunity to take this ship out, right? I mean, we're right in the middle of it. We got a lot of munitions here. I'm in this nice fancy mech with these cute wings, and it's blue. And I feel like I want to blow some up. So,
Okay.
can we turn around and blow some up?
If you would like
Just
to,
stop.
absolutely.
How
Just
about I
stop
call?
being a stealth mission.
Oh
How
yeah,
about I
it
called
stopped
it- well,
being
we're
a stealth
covering
mission a long
objective.
time ago.
How about I call over comms to the
Plus,
other
if he,
two
if he
mechs?
blows the mech hangar bay where these things were, they might think they were destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't I share that information with the squad? And hey guys, you guys want to blow some up?
So you're just going to hear Ralph coming back over the short range comms, probably a little crackly at this point because they're outside the ship.
Yeah.
And he's really complaining about like space at this point. Like, what kind of weird
No
mech
room.
is this? Get your knee out of my spine. I don't
Ralph,
care.
So
Do
many
it.
hoses.
Ralph, are
Get
you
out.
clear? Are you clear? That yes or no? Are you clear?
Yes, we're out. Go do it. Do whatever. Blow
Let's
it all
blow
up.
this
You know I
popsicle
love it.
Okay. Ed's already like out in space. And you have no. Well, you kind of have a comms connection to him, but it's tricky at this point.
But I still have close range comms with Resta.
You have close range comms with Hawkins. Yes.
Yeah, with Hawkins. So
Unless you're still mad at me.
I'm still mad at you, but this could if we blow some stuff up together, this could work, Commander. So, do you want to blow some stuff up? Let's blow some stuff up.
If we can hurt them this way, I'm all for it.
I feel like it's a good opportunity, and you can tell me later how you decided that now you want to blow up a place that you used to live.
Oh, it's
Gonna
a fun
bond
story.
over a boom.
Well, you technically never lived on this ship, but we'll get into
No,
that
not this
detail
one.
later.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah. In
Make
any
Ralph
case,
happy. Blow shit up.
But at
Well,
any
shut
rate, yes. So the two of you make your descent out, but before Light Rider, before you leave, both of you kind of pick up this just massive tank of fuel that you assume is not used to power the mechs, but is definitely used to power the fighters, and just kind of shove it into the cargo bay door as far as you can get it. And just like, yeah, that looks pretty good. You kind of like take a moment, like frame it in. It's like, yeah, that'll work. And
they're all scrambling inside. They have no clue what's going on. There's a giant animal on the loose eating these punks.
As that happens, you hear in the distance a very similar, like low primordial gurgling roar. Yeah, kinda.
That was pretty damn good.
That was pretty good.
Who did that?
Good.
Was that who did that? It wasn't me.
That was Theo.
That was me.
Mr. Theo.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, you hear that.
If I put reverb on that, that would be incredible.
Yeah.
I'll clip that for later.
I have to set up voice mod. I've got all kinds of sound effects and shit for that. But at any rate, you hear that very distinct sound of a large void maw, not nearly as big as the broodmother that you fought in the things.
I
But
hope not.
yeah, I mean that thing was as big as the ship, so there's that. But
we also can't let him breed those things, so it's a good idea we're blowing up this ship.
Yeah.
I want a medal for this. By the way, I want a medal for this.
As you're talking about your medal, you're kind of
something.
slowly maneuvering the Aeonic mech out of the hangar and line up your shot, and you're going to use your stats for your mech. So you have your pistol and all of that. It's basic. It's standard issue. So
first shot syndrome.
Yep.
Let's see if it holds true.
So
wait,
it's
wait,
second
look at
shot
the chat.
syndrome
Look at
that's
the
the
chat.
problem.
Look at the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Theo just went ahead and granted you advantage on this.
Let's
so take your
go.
shot.
Let's do it.
Take your shot, Light Rider, in your striker chassis with your pistol at advantage. Power test.
Let's go.
Wasn't holding on to 35,000 points for nothing.
My power test is a 2.
Hell yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
We win.
awesome.
Yes.
Actually, roll it again anyway in case you
Yeah,
get
roll it again in case
get
you
a
get a
one.
crit.
You could get a 1.
Yeah.
8. Oh,
Okay.
8.
So as you back away out of the hangar bay as it comes fully down to a stop, you take aim with your pistol, and pretty easily, it's a giant.
I don't really even aim. It's just kind of like.
It's more just for effect, and it's like, and as you do, the sheer force of the explosion blows you backward even farther. And Hawkins, you and Ed are kind of flying in tandem, and the shockwave rockets over the two of you and sends you kind of spinning, hurtling into Planet Elnax's gravity. And as all of this is happening, the ship itself and the squadrons of fighters that have been escorting it, the ship stays on its path, but immediately the squadrons kind of turn on you, and the starfighters they shift and change and turn into what Ed and Hawkins recognize as Veriform mechs. And that is where we're going to pick up next week.
Oh, what the hell?
shit.
Transformer mix!
Oh, hell no.
Oh my god.
Wing Zero right here.
So, holy shit, guys!
Wow.
This is incredible.
Wow.
There it is.
Wow!
There was some serious points through here, man. I got goosebumps. The heart was racing. This
Yeah.
was great.
Right.
This is great.
I got choked up at the reunion. Like I have to say, I was like, oh no.
I could see
Yawn.
your emotions kind of like going through. It's like, oh god, oh no, oh fuck, oh this is bad.
Ralph is definitely going to be going like, how do we get onto an enemy ship and end up making more friends than enemies? So
Well, not all things are sunshine and roses in the Aeonic Primacy, as it would seem. So
I mean, they
Well-
seem like they're falling apart and don't know their
Yeah.
elbow from their a-holes. Like, these
I
guys,
mean,
Get the hell out of there.
I mean,
finding
they're
out
a
that
it's the
mess.
worst.
Yeah, like, I'm surprised their ship isn't leaking, like, air.
finding out that
They don't
soldiers
have...
are,
Leaking
that all soldiers
Leaking
are
air.
conscript. I mean, that's insane.
And why would you keep a void maw? What kind of dumbass does that?
Tune
These
in next
dumbasses.
week on
By the way-
Dragon Ball Z.
Are they did they blow up their ship? We don't know
yeah.
yet.
As far as you can tell, there's definitely an explosion that happened. We'll pick up on that. We'll pick up on that next week because there is a big fight coming. So,
Oh, jeez.
Baby, let's go.
in just mechs that aren't our own.
yep.
And
They'll use
They're
it'll
tandeming
be
one mech.
yeah, it'll be your stats.
It's tight in here, bud. It's
Mhm.
tight.
Yeah, I'm fucking
Yeah, Ralph's kind of
Ralph
like,
takes
gonna
up
be
a lot of
pretty
space.
useless.
yeah.
Not gonna lie. But yeah, as far as the stats for the Aeon mechs, for you guys, it'll just be because you're both in striker chassis. It's just your mechs. So
Wait, was the ship we rolled up in, was that transformable?
No, because that's one of their ship. Oh,
No,
no
that-
way.
Fuck!
You just didn't know?
Oh.
she said it had upgrades.
Yeah.
See, we weren't informed. So Ralph,
Oh.
now I
Why
see
didn't we
why you
take
were trying
that
to.
ship back? Why did you get into his mech?
I was
Because
trying.
they're best
Ralph
buddies.
didn't know.
Trying
Oh,
to
she
get
did
it to
try
go
to help.
to the.
She tried
tried.
to help us. Oh.
She
I
tried.
When
tried.
your players are too dumb to listen
No,
to you.
it's not
Just
dumb.
like-
It's
I mean, he
playing
played
the
it well.
character.
He
It's
played it well. He didn't know
Yeah,
how to
no, in
pilot it. The only
character
one
that
really-
made
It wouldn't have
perfect
made
sense.
No, we
Yeah.
didn't think that through when we
Yeah.
separated and left him with these guys. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
in fairness, like
it was
it,
the right
would
call.
have been interesting to see if you would have passed the checks to actually even be able to pilot it
You
in
get,
the first place.
Like one arm out, and that's
Yeah.
about it.
that's true too. That's
Ralph
true.
does have a 10 systems plus he's spec'd in intelligence.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
it's
so you'd be
definitely
able to figure it
possible.
out, maybe.
So
I could have, but
rolled,
still.
rolled the advantage.
it's
and stuff,
definitely
you know.
possible, and it's also could still
At the rate
happen.
this fight is going, we might crash land back on that damn ship. So who knows?
Going back
Mad.
to see
Well, I
everybody.
totally
so.
expected Light Rider to do the whole like Looney Tunes thing, like start stumbling out, the arms waggling all over
I
the
was
place, trying to
expecting that
balance
too,
himself.
yeah.
No,
But the neural link
makes a difference.
Yeah,
And I will
and
say
I've worked on the
that
character to actually I've really
Yeah.
developed how
You
he's going to
have.
behave in situations instead of it just like he's got
And
a
you were
reason.
fantastic.
He's
today,
got a
dude.
reason for
you
why
guys
he's
did
going to
so
be the way he
great.
is.
I'm so proud of
So-
all of you. Like, well freaking done, yo. Like, y'all did great.
So much fun.
But this
that
has
was fun.
been-
I think we'll get better
I've
at
missed this.
as it goes
Yeah.
too. So.
I miss
Totally.
this too. I miss this a ton. Ugh.
Yeah,
But this
no, it was
also
great.
tells I'm glad I'm not doing my own thing right now. The amount of shifting I've had to do all night long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
So-
if you like it again, you know, we got
And
stuff
hey, chat,
if you need a
y'all
break.
are awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you all
chat
for
are
showing
insane,
up.
Oh my
yo.
God, yeah.
Chat's been
I mean,
popping
chat-
there's
I
off.
our
can't keep
numbers.
up with
This
chat.
is dope.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is really cool of y'all
So-
to be here too.
Thank you guys,
For real.
players.
I mean,
thank you
I've
guys.
seen-
Thank you, chat.
guys
Y'all
tonight.
are
We got
freaking incredible.
Arcadia, everybody.
Yeah,
Jeez.
there's, I mean, everybody. It's so, like, it's super fun, like, to see all of the communities come together. Like, I know it's kind of like an under duress kind of thing, because we don't want to break our affiliate contracts because, you know, Twitch. But yeah, it's been, like, this has been super cool to see everybody kind of come together.
Well, I still think that the way it's written, co-streams aren't that big an
Yeah.
issue. It's about the rebroadcast of a live stream. That's
Yeah,
Right.
and also just like the engagement. The engagement is so much better when you're
Everybody's
not
here.
Yeah, when everyone's
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah,
So-
I think it's
And it-
better to have it all in one place too, for just for the people that are watching to be able to
Yeah.
Yeah.
have a
For sure.
defined storyline from Fraz's perspective. Because I noticed back last season, if you just watched my stream, it didn't really work.
Mhm.
And
No,
it's-
yeah, same deal.
compare watching the same exact stream from Fraz's channel, it's so much better
Yes,
to watch
right.
it from there.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then I can just be the actor or whatever.
Yeah.
It's much easier
That's
for
not-
me that way, and it's better that way for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
agree.
super nice.
Mostly, I just want you guys to be able to have fun. Like, let me do the work. You guys have fun.
Oh, Riki,
I'm
we're
having
out
a
of
ball.
character, by the way. You can
Good.
breathe now.
Oh
Yeah, I
my
felt
god.
like
yeah,
that
I was gonna
fun.
say you can totally take the helmet off if you want to. Hey, buddy.
I think I'll say too that like I appreciate how we're all working together on
Yeah.
stuff rather than like, oh, okay, well we'll like I think the danger with RP is when you're trying to control it. And
Yeah.
so like I
Yeah.
felt like everybody was like there were a couple of times where I wanted to like hold back and then I'm like, freak it, let's just see what the hell happens.
Yeah, do
and
it.
that's much more fun to just kind of go for like crazy things and see what she'll let us get away with.
Right.
Yeah, and it's gonna be fun to edit this session, because just like all of the splits and everything that happened. When
Yeah.
I say fun,
yeah.
I mean a fucking headache.
Yeah, for sure.
But
and
it'll
with the
be fun
capital-
to see what I can do with it. So
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really cool story.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see where the hell this goes now. So yeah.
everything
geez,
has changed now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
we'll
always
get into
hard
battle.
bringing in new players and new characters.
Yeah.
This was freaking fantastic. It wasn't
Seamless.
just, oh, you're an adventurer.
Yeah,
We're
I felt
friends
like it
now.
melded really,
This was
really well.
fantastic. We're still not even sure where we stand with Doku.
Yep.
Right,
So-
Yeah.
I mean, that's Darius is just
Start
we
putting,
don't even know where
put
we
a gun
stand
to
with
Darius's
Chimera.
head, and it just like turned around and it's like, "Hey, I'm Callister," to Ralph, and like, "Nope, the fuck out."
Yeah.
Right.
it's like, we don't have time. Do the thing. I don't
Yeah.
care. You're not shooting at me.
Yeah,
Do the
Right.
thing.
Yeah,
got
we're
a
all
common
here doing the
goal.
same shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
that was
there's
That was
kind
the
of
only thing.
Team discourse and distrust now. So
Yeah.
it adds a layer which
which is
Oh my
which is
God.
fun because there's the
How big
the
was that a
saber team
curveball? Were you
too.
expecting that at all? you two?
What?
With my like the character
Oh, yeah.
and its associates? Like, yeah, I saw JD, like, I don't know what the fuck's happening.
I am so pissed off with listen, like Light Rider was pissed at you the entirety of the last season, right?
Yeah.
Now legit is like, who in the is
Who the
this
fuck
guy?
is this
Yeah.
And
guy?
what idiot put him in charge? Well, actually, I know what idiot put him in charge. The same idiot that keeps sending me out on these stupid missions with no preparation, no weapons, no plan at all. Just like, oh, hey, here, go be fodder. That's how Light
See,
Rider
Light
feels.
Rider is
And-
totally, the system kind of guy.
he's,
But
no,
yeah.
he's really Lily. It's Lily. It's
Lily?
kind of honest. No, I'm a
What the-
combination of like Lily and somebody else in my chat who's constantly like fight the system, burn the police down, like do all of that. So like at this point, like that's Light Rider's character. He's just done with authority because authority in this case has been really stupid over and over and
Yeah.
over again.
I was just
Absolutely.
saying that's me.
Renegade.
Yeah, it's me.
They've been
Renegade
so,
polite.
but the leadership on the Nishimura is screwed up.
Well, see, part of this dissemination should have probably come from Hawkins. We should have had a brief on the fighter on the way in.
Yeah, it
Oh,
sounds
just
like you
wait
guys have a
until I
mole on your
challenge him
team.
for command.
Anything.
Just wait until I challenge him for command now, because there's no way that somebody who used to work for these yackle heads should be leading me. And it's gonna be great. Just wait.
See this?
Oh, yeah.
Just
gonna
wait.
show
This
so
is why
much
I made
mistrust
sure that
with
we
you
had
guys.
like a
Yeah.
one-on-one before
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah, we
this
talked about
was-
it the other day.
Yeah, because if I would
No, I
have
know
just
you
like
two had to
thrown you
plan
into
something.
this,
This is
I would have
fantastic.
felt so bad.
Oh.
And it's easy to see where each character was gonna go with it. too.
Welcome
Like,
to
Ralph was like,
backstory, guys.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
We're talking about this later. Where Light Rider's
Yeah.
like, "Fuck you, bud."
Fuck you, bud.
Yeah, Light Rider
Throwing
is
hands.
the
so
We're
shit.
throwing
screwed up.
hands
I don't
for a
know.
second weekend.
I don't
And
know
Ralph
who's
is
more
just-
the a-hole.
All right, whatever. We still got to do the job.
Yeah, it's like we
Fuck
can't,
your
like-
head and the neck it rolled in on. Also,
I mean, I think
Squinks.
I think I blew stuff up just because I was pissed, not really even to take out the enemy. I was just like, I want to shoot something.
Squinks rolled a 1, which in Mecha Hack is a critical success. So let's
Hey, yeah,
Dubs.
jeez.
hubs on dubs on hubs. Okay.
Critical.
So-
Winning.
You need. I think you need to add Squinks' command in though for Monday nights. Yeah. Either
Oh,
the
critical.
princess eyes or murder claws.
yes. We'll have to collab
Oh, hey, and
on
JD
that.
rolled
Here we
a
go.
critical
and another
failure.
Critical failure.
So,
or in
when he
D&D,
wants
it's a
to,
critical success. I mean,
when
really,
he
it's
wants to
kind of how
challenge
you...
me for leadership, I'm not really that worried.
Got that out of the way. Yeah,
Yeah.
but you don't want to mess with my charisma score. So, like,
For real, though.
that is my legit highest stat. It's, what is it? 17 is my presence.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, guys. I am going to bid
is great.
chat
Thank
adieu. We're gonna raid over to my buddy Kevin, aka Dice Cream Sandwich. They're playing D&D tonight, and he's super cool. I met him at Gen Con, and also Ivy is playing. So some really cool people playing some D&D tonight. So if y'all want to stick around, I'm gonna pop out, say bye to chat, and then I'll just hop back into Discord. Feel free to disconnect from OBS Ninja. And if you guys want to hang out and have like a post session, just not coup d'etat, Jesus, denouement, in our, just to ourselves, we can totally do that. Otherwise,
Thank you so much, Fred.
thank you guys so
See
much
ya.
for coming. I appreciate you. I hope y'all had an awesome night, and I'll catch you in the Discord.
Oh, yeah.
Bye.
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 But did we die?
But did you die?
Not yet.
But did you die? Not yet.
Not yet. Not
I
yet.
do believe that was something that that was asked session 1.